The industry perspective is a space for those in the industry to speak freely about their experiences without fear of retaliation or a negative review. The views and opinions shared here are solely that of the individual and do not reflect the establishments in which they work. With that said, if you feel offended by these jokes, fuck it. We weren't expecting to get tipped by you anyway.
Yes.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's doing his
I don't know what's going on
KTLA
here.
at night. With Big Rob.
KTL Rob.
Before I turn the fuck up, bitches.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain and give you some insight.
Whoosh,
We'll go
bitch.
behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. I like to call that the industry perspective.
Thank you. No, thank you. Oh, guys, you're too kind. Wow. Wow, even more. That's crazy. Jesus Christ. Wow.
What's up, motherfucker?
When he said motherfucker,
I went with a hard R on that one.
yo.
Huzzah.
Yo. What do you mean the hard R?
What do you mean, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Did you already huzzah?
He did.
I huzzah.
I think you need an appropriate huzzah.
Huzzah. Bitches.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
What do you got?
Fuck. I don't know. You put me on the spot. Goddamn.
Are you ready? Are you ready? We can take
Bro.
your order now.
Okay,
Bro.
now.
Bro, you dead ass reminded me of Bruce Willis on Fifth Element. You're like, no.
That's usually me most of the time anyway.
Think
Be
of
my
this
tagline. Shit.
one of my favorite movies
no.
of all time.
Always.
It's
Always will
so
be.
good.
Always.
It
will
never
be.
loses its entertainment value.
Yeah. In fact, I have that on my list of movies that if I'm considering dating someone, I have to know if they've seen it or not and what they think about it. Those two things. Because depending on the answer, it's not going to go much further.
I don't think I've met a person that didn't like it.
I have.
Can we introduce our
met-
guest?
I've
Oh.
met. Huh?
What was
Can
it?
we introduce our guest?
Oh,
Oh.
Well, I mean, let me
Hey,
work
finish
my way
the-
back to
yeah,
it.
finish
Can
the
you have
story
some faith in me a little bit? Just fucking load up your fucking beer bong and have some faith.
All right, Dutch.
Fifth
So,
Element, yeah.
Yeah.
He
It's
didn't
just
get
one
that.
of those things.
He didn't.
Well, now
Just-
I'm curious though.
Ye-
Like the person that it didn't work out, what was their reasoning for not liking it?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you for helping me finish this off and then introduce you as well. It was just one of those things that they said they do not understand the humor of the film.
Yeah, we can't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's just one of
How do,
those
you,
things.
how do you have a pulse and not understand the humor of that film?
Well, that's the thing. Not everything.
She
is
didn't
for
have
everyone.
a pulse, is what he's saying.
Huh?
That's why we ended.
Necrophilia. It's honestly sweeping the
That's not
nation
where I was
right
going with-
now.
Why is it sweeping the nation? I feel like it's digging the nation.
God damn it.
See, that's why you can't do
You
both.
can't do both. Yeah, you
Yes.
see?
Sorry, that was off air.
Yeah.
But it also is a good way to introduce our guests, which is one of those people that I have already talked about on the show. You have been not a guest on the show, but a guest as far as the audience is concerned, because you've been on the side hanging out. I remember like 2 episodes on episode 100.
Yeah.
You were hanging out on the side so they could kind of hear you. So, we've liked the W as Scrappy Chris, as we've talked about, off air and everything like
We
that.
have.
But it's definitely a term of endearment.
Yes.
For me, it's one of those things where sometimes you run into guests that you may not hit it off with right off the bat, mostly because you don't understand what their temperament is, what their values are, or whatever. Maybe you just cross wires or something like that. But
And I definitely sensed that too.
Right.
There was a couple of moments where I'm like, I'm gonna leave him alone. 'cause
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily think it was me right off the bat.
yeah,
But after I started noticing it was a little consistent, I'm like, all right. Like,
Yeah,
him and
this
I
guy's
are
not
we're
talking.
not seeing eye to eye. It's cool. Whatever. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
leave him be. Yeah.
exactly. And it's just one of those things where the way that we ended up finding out that we did have things in common were on the things that we nerded out over, which were like movies and video games, something
Hell
like
yeah.
The Fifth Element,
Yeah.
which is how I was trying to tie it all together. No, I'm kidding. But it just goes to show how it goes to show how you have those people that you may not hit it off with the first time that you run into them, and then next thing you know, they could end up being one of your good friends. So I say all that to say that here is Scrappy Chris,
Scrappy Chris?
or just
The
Chris.
man, the myth, the legend
Exactly.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for
The
anyone wondering,
undisputed, most contended, is yet to take a loss
wow,
at arguing
Pound
with
for
people at the
pound.
bar how he doesn't
Pound
know
for
that.
pound.
Yeah, don't
Pound for
don't-
pound,
he's
Pound
pound for pound
welterweight.
the scrappiest in the world.
a shot for shot. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna come at me at the bar, you better come correct. Otherwise, you're
Yes.
not gonna enjoy yourself. So,
Sheesh.
but it's not
That's
hard.
where you
Like,
need to
just
go.
don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Just be chill.
Yeah. Just be chill.
Just be
Is
chill.
that hard? I don't know.
And another thing about Chris,
shit.
Well,
Turn your mic up just a little bit, just in case. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it
yeah.
can catch you up.
Here,
but I just
his
wanna
is
make
his
sure.
is going limp.
Wow.
1 in 4
I hope
men.
that's the only time Chris ever has that problem. And yeah, so just filler
Yes.
because it got
No,
quiet
no,
after
no.
I
So what I
said
was
that.
gonna say was like another I enjoy about Chris as a guest
Yeah.
is that he's not there to just occupy all of your time.
Yeah.
He's not there to get fucking wasted and become a problem.
Yeah.
He has his drinks he likes to have. He kicks it there. You come up, you chat with him. It's cool. If you're
Catch
not
him on the
able
wrong
to,
day, you might get kicked.
you might get
Yeah.
kicked. It's a possibility.
You never know.
But yeah, there's just
Kicked while kicking.
I think there are regular guests that they just feel like they're pressuring you to do stuff to them, to cater to them as a regular. And Chris has never been that in my experience with them, and so I really appreciate that about a regular guest.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I,
There are different types of regulars. you
Yeah.
know?
It was just kind of what I felt like we could talk about is
Yeah.
what is there like and I have notes, but this isn't on my notes. I'm just
Hey, let's just
are
go.
there like
Pull out your
patterns
notes.
of regulars? Like, do they fall into categories
Yeah, everyone
that you can
does.
kind of be like, okay, this motherfucker,
Absolutely.
he's category A, he's
Mhm.
category B.
got,
I don't know
like,
what
your-
you are, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You got your yappers, you got the quiet ones, you
Yeah.
got the needy ones, then you've got the ones that fucking drop a big ass tip and then have one beer and then leave, and it's like they're like a unicorn. You may see
Yeah.
them, you may not see
And
them.
and within those categories, you have different subcategories as
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely.
you
And
know?
I would even say like category A may not be my favorite type of regular, but they might be another bartender's favorite type of
Yes.
guest.
Yeah.
And so it's just who hits it off well. And that's why it's also, I think, great to have different kind of bartenders or servers on the floor so that like you can have a different type of bartender energy.
Also managers too, though. Also managers too.
Yes.
Because depending on who you have running the floor,
Yeah.
that sets the entire vibe for the entire night
Yes.
or day or what shift, whatever it is.
Yes.
When you have those coworkers that you love working with, you have one feeling. But if you have those coworkers you love working with and you're working with the manager that you love working with, you're
Oh,
like,
God.
oh, I know I'm having a good night
Everything's
tonight.
smooth
Yeah.
sailing.
And
all
it's not
night.
because you think you're going to get anything over on. It's just
Right.
I know how they work, they know how I work, I know
Yeah.
what's important to them, and vice versa. We can just have a smooth night because you speak the same language.
You know what helps like a manager be good at managing?
Experience.
Oh, here we go.
Actually having done the job
Yes.
before
Yeah.
that they're managing.
How about you ding yourself on that?
Oh, I missed
I
Oh,
feel like
wow.
I feel like
Maybe I
the
don't
bell
know.
would have
It's a lot of responsibility, man.
I
You
know
missed.
not everyone's
Great
ready
power.
for it.
Ugh.
I feel like the bell would have more of an impact if it was on a hard surface.
Well, I'm trying to keep it close to the mic a little bit. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
really
okay,
know,
yeah, fair.
but
We'll put it right there on the whistle.
yeah, let's just there we go.
There you go. See,
Boom.
see, it's
It-
sonorous. It carries through the room.
Sonorous.
Wow.
But yes, and that is.
I don't know if I said it correctly, but
I don't know if anyone said it correctly.
Yeah, whatever.
That'd
But we're
be
going with
great.
this.
To
We're
my
rolling
knowledge,
with
you
it,
did.
You
Dang.
know? it is now.
Exactly.
But yes, that's been my experience. Is that oftentimes certain restaurants and or bars tend to get managers that are very young and inexperienced, and there's nothing wrong. We've said this before. Nothing wrong with being a young manager.
Absolutely not.
At all.
Gotta
However,
learn somewhere.
it is helpful if said manager has done the job before that they are trying to manage. Thus, therefore, they know what they're speaking to as they're attempting to manage.
Of course.
Or some places, like in downtown LA, get managers from places that close their doors.
Mm. I mean,
This place is
it's
will
one of those
remain
things.
nameless.
That's one of those things that I watch football, and one of my favorite podcasts to watch is a football podcast. And
Is that the one with the pigskin and they throw it back and forth and there's
Yes.
the groups and
Yeah,
there's
sports
and then,
ball.
and then
Sports
people
ball.
run and do things.
Go
Yeah.
sports.
But
sports.
one of the things they talked about within football were these offensive coordinators that they get fired from one team and then they get hired from another team. And the way that hit me so much as it pertained to our industry is seeing these people who get hired into management positions that they are not qualified for in real life. Maybe they're qualified for because they know the right person, or they pad their stats to make it look as though they know what they're doing on
And
the
that's
job.
not qualified.
Exactly. So you get these people who get into the managerial position when they're not qualified for it, but then they go to the next place who's looking for a manager. They read a resume that says, oh, you did 6 months or 1 year or 2 years managing at this place. They don't know that you may be the one who ran it into the fucking ground.
Yeah.
And that's where I saw that correlation, because you can hire an offensive coordinator, you can hire a manager, but if they are not good at their job, the offense ain't clicking. The restaurant's not clicking. The bar's not clicking. Everything falls apart.
Right.
And that's when you run into places that close early because they put the wrong people in charge.
Well, it's just kind of crazy as you say that, because it's almost as if, like, if a restaurant is one of the most popular and, well-established restaurants in the LA area that everyone's talking about, all of the Instagram models are going to and influencers and such, it's almost difficult to run it into the ground as if you...
But some people
Some
will
people
find a way.
really-
Life finds a way.
What?
There you
Ian
go.
Malcolm.
All right.
Yeah. Yes.
Or to quote another movie, teamwork reflects leadership. Remember the Titans.
Mm,
Damn.
damn.
Been a
tie it
minute
into
since I've seen
football
that.
as
So
well?
I did not catch that one.
You never saw Remember the Titans?
No, I've seen it, but it's been a long time. And I saw
Okay,
it
I'll
once,
allow.
and I was like
I'll
9
allow.
years
I'll
old.
allow.
Okay.
I'll allow.
I was gonna say, like, damn.
No,
Everybody
yeah.
seen
Sorry.
Remember the
I
Titans.
had
You had to go out of your way to not see it.
Yeah, that shit was on TV.
That shit was
There
on
are movies
TV
where
in
I've gone out of my way
schools.
to not see. But
Yeah.
That was like the movie to, like, hey guys, let's stop hating each other.
Yeah. Yeah, no. You should revisit Remember the Titans in your own time. We're not going to go on a diatribe
Every
about it,
generation
but-
has their let's get together moment.
Oh,
But
yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
When are we going to get it?
Never.
I can go into a whole thing about
Never
human
gonna get
psychology
it.
and
Never
why
gonna
we
get
can
it.
never
Never gonna
actually
get it. Never gonna get it.
get-
Never
It's
gonna
funny
get
you
it.
bring
Never
up
gonna get it.
the manager
Never
thing,
gonna
though.
get it.
Why is that?
the unqualified manager thing.
Ooh.
'Cause I'm not referring to anybody in particular.
No.
Well, really, except for myself, because
Okay.
I have told all of you, or maybe not P, but my plan once I move to LA, because I don't live in LA currently, is to get another job in a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
It's fun. Join
Not-
us.
But it would
One
not be
of
your
us.
first time working within the industry, though, like, or at least adjacent to it,
I'll
because
get
we've
to
talked about this.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
That's yeah. Because
There was so much in that reaction.
Yeah. I just want people to know he's not talking from opposing position, because
not yeah,
we've
not
talked about
necessarily.
that before, where people say, "Oh, I wish I could be a bartender or a server." That's not what you're saying.
I was that though a long time ago. Like when I
Okay.
first got the idea in my head, I thought, like when I was still working in a law firm, but this was like 5 or 6 years ago. I thought, why don't I just quit and fuck off to some random city and just work in like a hotel bar and just disappear? You know, and there was a certain appeal in that.
Damn.
To me.
Ominous.
Nah, that could be
Not
fun.
necessarily. I mean, it depends on what movies you watched recently, I guess. But I still have an interest in that. Like I want to work in a bar, especially because now I spend my social time is in a bar, hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
Waiting out traffic or whatever it is. So I enjoy the environment.
Yeah.
And so my thought process is instead of spending money at a bar, why not make money at a bar? Because I'm
That's
already
actually-
in that
that-
environment.
That's what got me into bartending.
I already
Yeah.
enjoy the environment, so like, yeah, why not? And I had mentioned this to a manager at one of the bars that I frequent, and
Don't look at me like
hey, I thought it was we're free from repercussions and
No, we are.
whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
No
of course.
judgment here.
Yeah. No
There will be
judgment.
no judgment
Yeah,
here.
go for it.
Judgment out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, well, why don't you manage a bar like part time? And I was like, excuse me? And she meant well. Like, I appreciated that she said that because she clearly thinks I could do it.
Yeah.
But it didn't make sense to me because, like, I've never worked in that industry at all.
Yes.
So, like,
That's the part.
if
right
I
there.
don't, if I'm gonna be managing these people and I don't understand their jobs because I never fucking done it, how effective am I really gonna be? How am I supposed to?
Not
lead-
at all, Chris. You're
That-
not going to be effective at fucking all if you don't know what the fucking job is.
sir. No, but really, like that's the way I saw it. And
Sorry.
Yell, but move back a little bit.
Sorry, I'll be
You're
a little more
clipping.
conscious.
you went from
Sorry
like
about that.
late night, like classic rock to
We're back to sonorous, Rob.
yeah, there we go.
Back,
Yeah.
back to KTL.
Sonorous. Oh, is that the all right?
Oh yeah, sonorous.
Yeah.
Word of the day. Put it right here. in
And
the middle.
I told her that though. I was like, how am I supposed to lead if I've never been in the trenches? Like that does not make sense to me. I don't want to contribute to mediocrity. Really,
Bullshit.
That's,
yes.
No, that is 100%
but
the
it sounds
best
like
way.
it sounds like
to go about it.
all of you guys have dealt with that in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a
almost
little bit.
everybody in the service industry has had a manager. They're like
How'd
telling you
get
these
here?
things, and you tell them like, "Well, this doesn't make sense." Well, what do you mean? Because of this? Oh, okay, I guess that makes more sense. And then you find out later on, like they've never had bartending, serving, bar bagging experience. They've just had experience of managing. So,
Yes. So I've had that. So I'm thinking about different levels at the same time and trying to make it concise. But I've had a GM that has like moved through the ranks of a restaurant I've worked in multiple locations and is like just like one of their prize pick GMs. Like, hey, this guy's killing it. Send him over there. And this gentleman, he comes in and he is very like, this is what we should do. This is what's going to lead to the effectiveness of the restaurant, good sales, good profits, all that type of stuff. And he had been at the restaurant GMing for at least 9 months to a year. And when I started doing more background stuff like purchasing and receiving, I got a little bit cooler with him and we just started having regular conversation. And I was like, what are your credentials? Or like, what was it like when you did this? And he's like, oh, I could never do what you do. I've never done that at all. I just went to school for hospitality management and yeah, I know that. I went to school for hospitality management and maybe in the realm of that, I did it for maybe a few months, but I don't feel like I could actually do what you guys are doing.
So why are you in charge of me?
You know what that sounds like to me? First year lawyers. I work for anyone who doesn't know, I work for a law firm. I've worked in law for like since 2010.
Where
Not continually, but for about 10 years I've worked in law. And
Yeah.
these first year lawyers that show up and don't know how to fucking do anything. They don't know how to operate any programs that they're dealing with. They don't know. They're like, we have to teach them how to be a person, first of all, because you've been in school, because they're always like 26, 27.
right? They've been
in school continually. They didn't take a break. They might have taken a gap year after high school.
Yeah.
They went straight into college.
Yeah,
You gotta
straight
get a 4-year
into
degree.
undergrad for 4 years
Get
and then
4
straight
years,
into law
and then
school
law
for 2
school
years.
for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Maybe more if you're a fuck up. There's
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah. Also,
Um,
a lot of people fail the LSAT the first time. You gotta go back and take it
You
again
can
and all
usually
that.
tell who did. I've met a lot of them. And it's just, that's what I'm saying. It's like these first year lawyers, they're so educated. They spent how many hundreds of thousands on their elite education. Like,
Yeah.
but you don't know how to use a PDF. Like, what? The paralegals are the ones that have to teach them how to be a lawyer,
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Yeah,
because it's the paralegals that are in the trenches.
yeah.
They're the ones that are doing the work.
connecting the dots of
Exactly.
the actual
Exactly. And
ordering.
that's
Yeah.
when you were saying that, that's what it sounds like to me. That's the way I can relate to it in my industry. And I'm just like, oh, it's universal, isn't it?
Very much
Pretty
so,
much.
because like they learn how to look at the numbers of stuff, and
Oh, they don't understand numbers, I promise.
well, they learn how to look at some type of data and reports, and they're just like making decisions based on that, as opposed to really like, okay, well, what is it like to actually deal with a table and like just manage them over the course of that hour and a half that you're dealing with them, whatever comes up with them. And it was interesting because for the longest time, we would have at this particular restaurant GMs that work literally from, let's say, 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 or whatever. They leave at 5, and then all hell breaks loose at this restaurant between like 9 o'clock and when we close at midnight. That's when all of the crazy people come in and we have to deal with shit. And we spent, I know I spent like a year saying like, I need a GM to stay past 6 p.m. so you can see with your eyes what is actually going on in this restaurant
But
that you're
wait,
managing.
they have to do more work, and they're not getting paid
God
more
forbid.
because they're on salary.
They're
so,
on salary. It doesn't.
so like
yeah.
they shouldn't have to do more work.
But
Come on, Rob.
I
Come
know,
on, Rob.
but it's
You
just
can't
like
ask that
maybe
of
it's my
them.
work ethic, but it's just like if I have integrity for a thing that I'm leading and running and all that, I want to know all aspects of how that's running. So I would like to know what's going on at night, because they read those reports the next day that there were a bunch of stuff that we had to comp. There was a bunch of there was an incident where someone
And they come at you sideways like, so why did you do this?
Right.
Let's have a sit down. It's like, for
Oh,
what?
yeah.
This happened and then this happened.
Right.
There's no sit down needed. This
is what happened.
It is what it is.
What could you have done
if you were
different
fucking
with the
here?
guests?
If you were fucking here, you could have been there to solve it,
Yeah.
but you weren't. So I had to take matters into my own hands.
Yeah. I don't feel any protection from you as a GM. And so, yeah, so they actually started planning once a month. They would actually stay a little bit later. And you know what? They had to have all these conversations with guests and have to say and they would try to put on that nice, like, hey, well, what happened here? And then in the end, they were just kind of like, you know what? I actually am cool not having your service back here.
That corporate shit does not work.
Goes out
after
the window.
corporate hours.
No.
Goes out the fucking window.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Corporate works during corporate hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you want us to be corporate? Then we close when they close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense.
You ain't
It
gonna like your
works,
bottom
it works
line
when
then,
the corporate
right?
crowd is there.
Yeah.
Right.
If that's who you want us to cater to,
Yeah.
but no, they want you to cater to them during the day
Mm-hmm.
and someone else at night, but cater to both styles of guests the same way.
Yes.
But they're not the same.
They're not
guests.
the same guests.
They don't have the same desires. They don't have the same thoughts. They don't have the same fucking etiquette
Yeah.
at all. And you want me to be the same person for both people
Right.
with zero support. No.
And
not
the
gonna
thing
happen.
is, we're willing to do that. Like we have the
You're willing to try.
to try. Yes, we have the capabilities to do that. But if you don't have that understanding that I need to be two different types of servers or bartenders, and you're not giving me any support for that switch up that I need to be able to do, then I need you to fuck right off.
Did they just ask you to code switch, but they didn't give you a code? That's what that sounded like.
Yeah, that's
I need
yeah.
you to code switch, but we don't use that code. That code doesn't exist.
That code doesn't exist.
You're on your own.
because we're only trying to attract this particular type of people, but it's like
But they don't come here at this time of night.
No.
So we'll let these people come in at this time of night. But we want you to treat these people the same way you treat these people. And when I say these people, I mean temperament. I mean mentality. I
Yeah.
mean everything
We
that
outside.
you're looking for. No, I mean all of it. I mean outside, inside, all of it. They want you to act the same no matter what time of fucking day it is. But your guess is not the same no matter what time of fucking day it is.
Yeah.
That's the fucking problem. If you want me to be this at 10 a.m. and you want me to be this at 10 p.m., then make sure the same people come in at 10 p.m. that come in at fucking 10 a.m. And you won't have me being somebody else.
right.
Damn.
Sorry.
Ooh,
I was listening to all of
shit.
that, and it was this shit was getting me fucking hot.
Yeah.
Because I'm so tired of watching these places. They want everyone's money, but they don't treat everyone the same.
Right.
If you want everyone's money, then give me an environment that I can treat everyone the way they want to be treated. If the person who comes in at 8 p.m. because they like the vibe at 8 p.m. wants to be treated this way at 8 p.m., let me treat them the way they want to be treated at 8 p.m. Don't give me 8 a.m. rules.
No.
Do not do that.
Yeah.
Because now they think I don't know how to do my fucking job. And now they're leaving you emails that someone else has to read the next day. And then you're going to call me in and have me have a sit down. Sit down for what? The only time I sit down at this job is to have a conversation with someone who doesn't know what the fuck is going on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't need to sit down.
Yeah. You're just reading
What about
notes.
bartending means you sit down? So I don't need to sit down, right? What about serving means you sit down? What about chef cooking food, bussing fucking tables? When do you sit down during any of that? No. You sit your ass down every fucking day and judge what I do, and you ain't done it. Or you cross-train on it for one fucking shift, and you think you know how to do my fucking job. You can go fuck yourself. You ain't never done any of this shit.
So that's about the GMs. Now about the other managers.
This actually reminded me of this post that I saw. It was this girl who posted a picture of all of her name tags from like 2011 to like 2018, 2019.
Mhm.
It was the first name tag was like busser or some shit. And then it shows like the last one on top was GM. So she had been there for that long, and it's like, okay, you know for a fact that that place is being run well.
Hell yeah.
Because that person started from the bottom and worked their way all the way to
Now
the top.
she's
So
here.
now they know. Ding yourself, man. Come on. And now she's worked all of the major positions, food runner, whatever, bartender, server. It was all on there. All the name tags were on there. And it was, for me, it was cool to see because it's like, that's not that it has to be at the same place, but that's cool to see. Like, yeah, they boom, every level. Now they're the GM of that place. This is a post I saw long ago, though. But I feel like that's kind of how it should be. You should spend some time at each one. I don't know how long or how many years she was at those positions, but I mean, the name tags were kind of faded on all of them except for the GM one. So that was cool to see. It's like, damn, you.
And if you do not have an opportunity to work in those positions, that's a whole separate issue. Then at least have empathy for those positions.
Right.
Do not grow into a position to where you feel, oh, your job is categorized as this, so it should be this. And I've never worked that job. That's different because we do have people that we know that have not worked this position or that position, and they have been put in charge of those departments, but then they crowdsource. Hey,
Yeah. Let's have a conversation.
That's when it's time for a sit down, when it's everybody.
Right.
Sit down, one-on-one sit downs. Nah, I automatically feel like you got a problem with me at that point.
Yeah.
Why we gotta sit down one-on-one? Why we got
fuck the sit down? How
I
about
thought we were
Feel
family.
targeted. Right?
you know what? Fuck the sit down. How about we switch roles? You do my job, and I sit here and then look at it and be like, okay, yeah, no, why'd you do that? What happened there? I know why that happened. Like, just
Shit,
fuck the 1 week fucking
Yeah.
shit. Do that shit for 2 or 3 months, and you don't get tipped out either because you're already on salary.
Yeah.
You're stodging for 2 months.
You don't need the money.
Yeah, you don't need the money. You're
You're on
stodging for 2
salary.
months basically,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna throw you right to the wolves when it's busy as fuck, and let's see how you handle it. It sounds mean, but that's how we all get to where we get to. Like, that's how we get good at what we get at.
That don't
You
sound
sink or
mean.
swim,
that sounds
man.
like training.
That's just
What-
training.
what do
for
we
It
your
is.
job.
No, it is. Sink or swim. That's all it is.
It's training
Sink
for
or
your
fucking
job, and I don't understand why it's not more of a necessary thing. And I get it. Sometimes maybe you don't have anyone in your current staff that's ready to be promoted, and that's that's
And
fine. That's okay.
That's
But like,
fine. Oh, we
just-
don't want to lose them. They're a good man. And then we don't fucking need them. If they can't
It's
last a month
cool.
behind the bar or serving tables or bussing or running food, being expo, if they can't do any of these positions, then they shouldn't be there.
If you can't do it, you can't manage.
No.
Yeah.
It's empathy. Empathy and sympathy is what it comes down to,
yeah,
basically.
But speaking of code switching
yes,
or topic switching,
yeah.
as a guest, what are some of the things that you look for or the things that matter the most to you when you go into an establishment?
Wait, can I jump in front real quick? We do red flags for guests. What are your red flags for bartenders
I mean,
and
that
servers.
still goes in. Yeah,
Fair
that
enough.
works.
Sorry,
So
No, that's fine too.
because
for
I know
me,
Give us all three.
yeah.
I
give
feel
us
like-
all three. Give us your red flag.
I don't know if I'll give all three, but
Why
the
not?
way
You don't think we're worth it?
not with that attitude. The fuck. When I go to a bar or a restaurant, because it's both for me, and I'm kind of gonna tie back into another episode you guys had where Kia's going to Australia. Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember there was a point where you guys talked about how over there service is secondary to the quality of the product, which is food or drink. That's where I'm at. I don't care as much about the service. For me, I'm happy with the service if I don't notice it at all. So when I walk into a bar or a restaurant, I'm happy if it's just, hey, how are you? What can I get you? Okay, cool. You bring me that. I enjoy it. I pay for it, and then I leave. You don't have to make small talk with me. You don't have to ask me how my day was. You don't give a fuck. You do that 100 times a day. You don't have to. We don't have to play these games.
I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Neither of us cares. Let's just.
Neither of us cares, and I
Yeah.
understand that. I don't expect that from you.
Right.
Right.
We don't have to do this fucking song and dance. I do not care. I just want my food because I'm not going to make it at home. That's why I'm there. Or I want my drink because I'm not going to make it at home. That's why I'm there.
Yeah.
So if I don't notice the service at all, I'm happy. I'm also on piggyback on that. I'm not the kind of person that has a bunch of questions. I'm not going to ask you, oh, what region from Italy did this wine? What? Like, why? I want the wine.
What grade of soil were the grapes grown in?
For real, I'm not that person. Or like at a restaurant, I'm not going to ask you what's in the dish. Like, it sounds good. Okay, I'll get that. So I don't need you to be on your A game and answer all my questions because I don't have any questions. I don't care.
And let me jump in real
Yeah.
quick. He's speaking to the places where that's not the environment. There are establishments like that where
Sure.
that's where they do that. So
Right.
let me just say that
Yeah.
for those thinking like, well, what about the Michelin star? Yeah. He's talking about places that
I'm
aren't
not a
like that.
Michelin star customer.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
fucking care about
Yeah,
that.
if you go to a place where
and Michelin stars don't watch our show.
no,
Yeah.
Yet.
Even if they did, oh, let me not offend them.
Nah, fuck you and your stars.
Fuck
I
your
don't care.
stars.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
I, don't-
shit.
I
Continue.
really don't give
Sorry.
a shit about Michelin stars. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Although, you know what?
I treat them the same as Yelp reviews.
I was right there with you until I told you earlier that there was a taco stand in
Yes,
Mexico
that's exactly
that
what I was
got a
about to
fucking
say.
Michelin star.
Well, I'm glad
so
they got
while
one.
so while my attitude and energy is still the same, where I don't give a fuck, it is cool to have that for the people that do give a fuck.
Mhm.
You know, like
Sure.
Right.
for me, I think it's a really great moment.
Yeah.
I feel like it's long overdue.
Yes.
I haven't been to Mexico in many, many years, but I know there's a lot of places out there, a lot of like little spots like that taco stand that deserve it. But
Yes.
for
Yeah.
some reason they didn't qualify. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I'm just saying
but
my
for it.
attitude towards Michelin stars are it should matter within the restaurant or the community.
Yeah.
But me as the consumer, I don't fucking care because most consumers don't even know what a Michelin star is. Like, the fuck are you? Is that the Uber rating?
Yeah.
Did the driver have Michelin tires? Like, what the fuck? They have no idea what we're even talking about half the time when we're talking about Michelin stars. But I understand their significance and I understand their merit. I'm just saying when it comes to these places that try to hold it over your head that they have it and charge you these extravagant prices, okay, that's fine for that community. But when it comes to, you know, as you've said before, civilians, when it comes to people who just want to go to a restaurant and want to get food or drinks or anything like that, they don't care about that.
And let me,
You know, so if you want to be that type of place, just say that and be that. But just say that and be that from the beginning, and treat your employees accordingly is what I mean.
and I want to also just name the place too because I think it's pretty important. So, just small part of the article, Chef Arturo Rivera Martinez. So shout out to you. The place is called Taqueria El Califa de León, and it's in Mexico City.
Bet.
So the place has been there for 20 years, and a couple weeks ago, it looks like Michelin gave them a star for their food and service. And I mean, the taco looks just like a regular street
Street
taco. It
taco,
doesn't have
yeah.
the fucking
Yeah.
little this and
Mhm.
that, the little
Tiny
fucking-
ass little dish for like fucking $900.
yeah. It's
Nah.
just
Yeah.
I mean,
Nah.
it's just a regular ass fucking
Regular ass
taco with
taco.
a lime wedge and
Yeah.
and
That's
that's
cool
it.
though, because you know it's just a taqueria. Like
Yeah.
it does. They're not acting like a Michelin star restaurant. They earn that star
Food.
on the quality
Quality.
of their shit.
Quality.
That.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
They don't have this fucking ceremony in the song and dance to get a Michelin star. They're just doing their shit.
Yeah.
And they got one. I respect that. I'd go there. But these places that are just, oh, I'm gonna get a Michelin star this year, so we gotta do all this bullshit. Fuck you.
No. Yeah. And thank you, because that was what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But I've also drank and smoked a lot today, so
I
you
derailed
have
you
is
off
what you have.
of your thought.
Um,
you were,
Red flags.
yeah,
you
what
care
was
more
I?
about the product and
Yeah, I
quality.
care
over
more about the
service.
product because you asked me like what I care about as far as service. I don't want to go so far as to say that I don't care about the service, but if I don't notice the service, I'm happy. I'm satisfied with that. There was a time, it was actually not that long ago, where I had what I would consider great service, where they went above and beyond. And I didn't really ask, but it was cool. It was this little Italian restaurant. It's right here on 9th, like 9th and Main. So it's a little further down from here. And it was cool. I just went there by myself for lunch. I got whatever dish I got. I don't remember. Some pasta dish. And I asked the guy, like, what wine would pair well with this? Because it seemed like that kind of place where they would know. And he gave me a suggestion of some wine. I don't remember what it was. Some red wine. And it, to me, paired well. I don't know shit about that. But it seemed to go with the dish. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Thank you. I appreciated that. And then, I finished. I paid my tab. And I was about to leave. And the guy comes back. And he's, do you want another glass of wine? I was like, but I already closed out. He goes, no, it's on the house. I'm like, well, shit, all right.
all right.
That was cool. Like, to me, that's great service. And I didn't even have to ask for it. He was just
you didn't ask him to make your wine strong.
Yeah, make it a double.
Make it strong.
Give me
God
the
damn it.
strongest grapes you got.
Oh my god, yeah.
I want you to have crushed them with your feet personally.
What?
uh,
Oh God, no!
I'm just trying to make
please.
this worse.
No, no.
No,
So what are
that's
your-
where you draw the line. Okay.
So
all
what
right.
are your red flags when it comes to when you're sitting at the bar though? Like, what do you
When I'm sitting at
what
the
have you
bar-
noticed? Some pet peeves, some things that you're just like, all right,
Mm.
this fucking bartender sucks, or just some shit that you're just like, I'm not
bartender-
coming back.
Not not a bartender specifically, but one thing I noticed, and I still see it occasionally at Redacted.
Here we go.
One of the first times I walked in there, you weren't there, so you're safe.
That's my pearls.
It's like I was sitting there for like a good 15 minutes before anybody ever came up to take
Damn.
my order.
Wow.
Which, if it's busy, fine. I'm a pretty patient. I know. I see the way you're looking at me. I'm a pretty patient person,
No, but that bar is too fucking small for that.
and I understand that.
15
But-
minutes.
Yeah, about 15. It was a long ass wait, but it wasn't busy. Not only that, there was like 19 people behind the bar
Just talking
Just
in the
dicking
in the middle.
around.
Yeah.
There's like, okay, the bartenders were working. It looked like they were. This was like one of the first times I went in there. But everybody else is standing there with their thumb up their ass. And I'm just like, all right, like, is that what we're doing? Like, we're just here to chill? Like, okay. I'm not, but I'm not going to be a dick. I'm not going to be a dick and just be like, excuse me, like a fucking Karen. I'm not going to do that. I don't like
That
doing
voice was hilarious.
That was pretty good.
That
That was actually really good.
that. Oh, fuck.
That's a great
Somehow I feel like down the line I'm going to regret that, but it's fine.
That was- Like-
no regrets.
Nah.
no, that
know what?
No regrets. Yeah, right here. No regrets.
Shit, I might turn that into a sound.
No, I was just about to say, like, we can
Yo.
clip that
Yeah,
and make
like,
that
No
into a video.
regrets, man. That's my favorite one.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. God damn it.
Fuck it.
What have I done?
Let's do it.
But that is like, if you're busy and it's a long wait time because it's busy, that's cool. I understand. But if there ain't shit going on and you're just dicking around and I gotta wait, that's annoying.
Yeah.
That is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I've been on the bar side of that, and I'll be on production where it's not my job to pay attention to everything.
Right.
But like I notice people sitting down and like literally I'll just see my coworkers just kind of like, hey, someone just sat down at seat 4. Can you just greet them? Can you
do your fucking job?
Do you actually say something, or do you just continue
No,
doing
no.
what you're
I
doing?
say something.
Okay.
But like the thing is, I've had to be more passive about it, because when I used to say it a little bit more aggressively, especially if I'm on production.
I was thinking aggressive the moment you said passive. I was like, you have to be more passive. Is it because you were too aggressive?
I was aggressive.
Oh, okay.
And people don't.
People get all pissed
People
off.
don't. When you tell people how to do their job, they don't like it, which
No,
I get.
absolutely not.
Which
Yeah,
I
but if
get.
they're not doing their
but
job,
if you're not doing the job,
How dare you tell me to do?
They
the
don't
thing
like
I'm
being
paid
called
to do?
out.
Yeah.
They don't like being called out for
Yeah.
being lazy.
Right,
That's what
because
it is.
I've had times when and I've come in and done it a little bit less now, but like I'll be on production and I'll be like, hey, that person needs water, that person needs their plate removed, that person, I think you put in food, can you meese them? And I'll say
what?
all that while I'm on production. Still
No.
What's that?
Can you what?
mise.
Mise.
It's a French word.
You
that
take
makes-
them
Oh,
out
like
back.
mise en place?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, just setting up with utensils
Okay.
and stuff, or side
All
plates or
right.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
It-
yeah.
it-
Hey, how
essentially
you get your
translates to,
tips
like-
is
Yeah.
totally
It-
that has
Take them out
everything
back.
to do with
Like,
your
can you
establishment.
mise them real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah.
What?
Just go to the bathroom real quick. Just mise en
It's
place.
like mise them real quick. Yeah.
No, it essentially translates to everything in its place.
Ah,
Oh.
culture. You got it. I don't. Anyway, but yeah, so like I'll just be on production dealing with my tickets and still monitoring what needs to be done, and it frustrates the fuck out of me because that's not like I'm supposed to be just focused here, and I'm still telling people to do other things, but people don't like that, so I kind of have to be a little bit more passive. Like, hey, I just noticed someone sat down over there. Can you just
So
like
when you have a moment,
can you just get them like a menu or something?
When you have a
So-
moment, and the moment is right now because you're not doing anything. That's the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Go
just
do your
makes me
fucking
feel
job.
so much luckier with where I work.
Oh yeah.
The majority of people I work with, save for one, they all have multiple years behind the bar. So those are things that I just
can
never
say-
really have to say or talk about or do. And even the person who doesn't have the experience, they have the drive. So sometimes they're putting in more customer service than I am.
Well, that's
You
the
know,
thing,
so it's like that evens out whether or not they have the experience,
right?
because they have the motivation to do as good of a job as they can.
That's the thing is I don't know. I guess I'm trying to put myself in their shoes when it's like a newer person. But I feel like if I know I'm lacking in other things, like I can't make these drinks fast, I can't do as well because I'm new behind this bar or new at this restaurant. I'm doing the little shit I do know how to do to the best of my ability,
Right.
so that I can make up for the fact that I'm gonna be sucky at all these other things. But I don't see that sometimes
Yeah.
from some new people, and I'm just like, well, what is your work, like what are you trying to do, or what is your
I
purpose
mean,
here?
just the same way I feel when I watch porn. It's like, if you don't have the skill, I need you to make up for it in enthusiasm.
Fair.
And there you go.
Okay.
that's one.
All
way to
right.
put
I'll
it.
give
No,
that.
I'll give you that one. That was
Thanks.
Yeah, what are you gonna
Okay.
choose
Which-
over there? Nothing.
nothing.
Interestingly, that kind of brings me because you mentioned that I work.
Speaking of
in-
porn,
not necessarily, kind of yes, but no.
my OnlyFans is
Mm.
go on,
I
Chris.
still have a job, so I haven't resorted to that yet. But
I
there,
love
are,
Damn,
it
that was
yet.
straight.
I love that was yet.
hey, do what you got to do.
there are people that are double tasking there that you got a little.
He said shots to somebody.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
I know
Susan.
shade when I see it. I do it all the time.
Because you had mentioned that I've worked in something that's I guess service industry adjacent
I mean, no, it is service industry. I just was saying that for
So,
the sake of
for
saying,
a while.
yeah.
And this was like 5 years ago now. I worked in a strip club, as like a manager's
Don't
assistant.
adjust your glasses as you say strip club. That's crazy. That's
What?
wild.
It's just a
I worked in a strip club.
all right, man. All right, you know what? All right, you know what? How about we just do this? There.
Oh, glasses on the table.
Glasses
Wow.
on the
Such
table.
Speaking
a
of
perfect
stripping, we're
throw.
starting with the glasses.
Yeah. I'm
Wow,
starting here.
such a
you start
perfect
from the
throw,
top and you
man.
go down. Fuck.
Old habits die hard.
mean, if you start from the bottom, like, all right, like, it's just weird.
That's fair.
So I
Then you're
worked.
Winnie the Poohing, and it's just a little, you know what I mean?
You took this in a completely different.
No, if you
direction,
start
sir.
from the bottom, eventually you're
Yeah.
just okay.
Down
You
a
guys
duck
get the
and-
visual, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The question is, did they want it?
No, no, but here we are.
Continue,
Oh,
sir.
sorry.
I
If you throw one more thing,
Why are you yelling, sir?
why are you
I
throwing
worked-
in all caps?
Oh Lord. So you worked in a strip club.
I
Sorry.
did. I worked in the office, like as like a manager's assistant. Like, just long story short, a long time ago, there was like some law-related bullshit where the girls are no longer independent contractors in California, so they have to be employees.
Oh, that
And
sucks.
so, as employees, we've all been employees.
I didn't know this was like a thing.
I didn't either.
It's a thing,
That's
yeah.
actually interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No, that's not.
he's
I
like,
didn't mean-
wow. He's all
I
taking
didn't.
notes.
I didn't know they were like independent contractors. I thought they
Fernando,
just
stop.
worked
That's
there.
No, the girls
not
for the
what I
longest.
Bruh, that was like you were sitting next to someone and you were trying not to listen to the conversation. You were like,
But it's
Oh,
totally
no, I'm
obvious
in
that you
that.
are.
I heard strippers and what was the other word?
So they're now
So
employees.
At the club, yeah, at the club that I
Now they're-
worked at, because there was some clubs that were not following the rules, which
Of course
that's
not.
a separate.
Yeah.
That's a separate thing. But they're employees, so first of all, they have to be onboarded like employees with all the paperwork and all that kind of
I mean,
bullshit.
that's how they got the job.
Yeah, ring the fucking bell. They have to be onboarded like employees with all the fucking paperwork, all the disclosures, all that shit, and then they get an hourly wage,
Oh,
minimum wage, of course, and that's not how they make their money. Obviously, like
Yeah.
the way they make their money is how they make their money, but they still get an hourly wage because they're employees because laws, et cetera, et cetera. And that's kind of what I did. Like, I onboarded new hires and I did all the paperwork shit. And at the end of the night, the girls would come into the office. I pay them out their hourly wage. Like, I had a little register next to me at my desk, and it was always like 60, $70. It wasn't anything crazy. But that was my job. And I did like just admin shit in the office. So the managers didn't have to do it. So the managers could be on the floor managing, and I do all the basic, like, just admin shit. And working there is just for the first week or so, because I'd never been in a strip club. That's not my thing. I was 30 years old when I started there, and like strip clubs are just not my thing. It never have been. Like, if I wanted to spend a bunch of money on women that aren't interested in me, I'd just go on a date. At least I get to eat. Fuck. So
Can you
If
dig
you
it?
don't ding this man, sir.
I was getting to it. I was too flabbergasted
Damn.
to
Alright.
being at first.
but
That was some
Hand
real
was
shit
too
right
weighed
there.
down by the truth.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody here felt that.
Oh,
It's
To a
like
degree.
an existential
God.
level,
To a
yeah.
degree. Yeah, we've all been there.
We've all been
Oh,
there.
We've all been
Lord.
there. Yeah.
But
You're just so bold enough to say it.
Hey, I don't care. God damn it.
money's been spent.
Continue.
Money has been spent.
Continue.
Gosh.
And you just. Now, I'm going to circle this back to your guys' industry, but one of the things I learned pretty quickly is not necessarily always who has money, but who's not going to spend money. And so you'd see patterns, and usually it was the guys that would pull up, but they walk. Well, hold on. They'd pull up in like an M4 or a Porsche or like a AMG Mercedes, some ballin' ass car, right? They walk in, like Gucci backpack, fucking Balmain sweater, iced out Rolex, just all the shit, right? The whole ensemble. The Rolex is probably fake, but whatever. And they don't spend money. Like, they'll get like a couple dances. They'll get like a nude dance, which is like $40, which means they're not going to tip the girls a whole lot. They don't get VIPs. A VIP is like an hour thing. And it's like $300. And you get like
You guys have VIP for an hour
yeah.
for $300?
You're like, oh my God, that's disgusting. Where?
no,
Where's this place?
skip
I don't
that.
go
I'm
there.
just where. We'll talk
Which
after.
day of the week?
Yeah.
Rob's like, where's this place?
No,
The
the places,
best-
the places
at,
I've known in
at
LA.
that particular establishment that I worked at, the best nights to go is Thursdays, apparently, which I found interesting. But
No, it's just like the places I've been to. It's like you're talking about $200 for just like the VIP fully stripped like dances and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. There's like levels to it. You could get like.
There's always levels to
there's
it.
always-
Oh yeah, there's always
Those levels.
to
Even you
shit.
could get like a
Come on,
private
man.
booth with a curtain, you know, whatever.
I
Or
mean,
you could get
Depending on how much you
VIP.
pay, you might get to know their real name.
What's your real name? And not your
You might even get her
name.
number. You might even get her number, but that number's gonna go to her whole phone, not her real phone.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
That's what I ding.
but like these guys would come in and they just would not spend money
Yeah,
at all, and you kind of just learn like, okay, this guy's showing off like he has money. He's not gonna spend shit because it's all tied up. He's got his money tied up in his car, probably his house, his fucking expensive ass lifestyle. You know, he bought all that shit on credit, so credit card lifestyle.
God damn.
Probably an expensive girlfriend or wife. They got no money to throw. It's all tied up. So
you can't throw it because it's all tied up.
Yeah.
Man, the analogy.
It's just-
That's
And
the title
my-
right there. Fuck
my
that.
question to
That's
you-
title.
My question to you guys is
You know
like,
what I'm
are there similar patterns when somebody walks in like dressed like that or any sort of way? Can you already tell like this motherfucker ain't gonna tip me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, no, I still, because I've just been working at it long enough, I still will give them the best service possible.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
do know that I'm probably not getting tipped.
Mhm.
What do you see? What are those patterns?
It's a lot of what you're talking about, like iced out chains and just being loud and just like trying
that
to
we
be
outside shit. Or
Trying to be outside.
trying to be outside.
trying to be outside, but they haven't quite made it.
They
They're like, on
haven't
the
quite
doorstep,
made
like-
it,
Trying to
and
be outside instead of sitting their ass down.
yeah, but they just like they want to be the center of attention at this bar, and they're trying to attract.
They think they're the main characters.
They're trying
Oh,
to give
shit.
main character energy, and it's just like the main character probably tips the actual main.
The main. I just serve
Main
the main
characters
character.
always do.
Yeah,
I just serve the main character.
Yeah.
He's outside, chilling in the corner,
yeah.
watching you guys.
He
look like
actually
fucking
is
idiots.
outside.
Yeah.
He's actually outside because he can afford to be outside
Mhm.
because he's the main fucking
You
character.
can never tell. Like the guys that would have money and spend it, you can never tell just by looking at them.
No.
Like we had one guy that would come in. He'd pull up in like a 90-something minivan, Honda minivan with a handicap thing. He was
Oh
on-
man,
He walks
that
in
is the way
and
to
he
roll.
looks homeless almost. Like his clothes aren't dirty, but it looked like he just kind of like walked in his closet and closed his eyes and just grabbed shit. Like he didn't give a fuck what he wore. And he didn't care about his appearance. But every time he walked in, he tipped everybody on the floor $50. Crisp 50 for everybody. Even the
Yeah.
guys. All the girls that are there, even if the girls aren't working, they're just chilling. Everybody gets $50.
There's a reason he had a minivan. Those seats are removable.
I mean, there's plenty of room for that.
Seats.
Or like there was a guy that came in. He would always come in like you could tell he's like from Texas or whatever, from the South. He'd come in with a cowboy hat, the whole setup. But that dude had oil money.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
My manager pointed it
Texas.
out to me because I didn't really pay attention.
Right.
Like, because he drives a truck or whatever. My manager was like, "That's like a $200,000 truck he's driving." I'm like, "What?"
hmm
Like, I didn't understand that because like it's a fucking pickup truck, but he's got the money to throw, and that money that dude threw money.
Yeah.
Like he would, whatever girl he took to the VIP, he'd tip them like $1,000, $1,200, $1,500,
God
whatever.
damn.
Some of those girls walk out with like $4,000 in a night.
God
crazy.
damn.
Some of them walked out with like nothing, but well,
Should have worked on your craft.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Shit.
those are the ones that sit by the fireplace all night and be like, "There's no one here. I'm not making money." Like, girl, because you're sitting
Oh
by the
my
fireplace.
God.
Yeah.
Or they'll come into the office where I'm at and they want to talk and they want to complain. And first of all, there's a rule: you don't go into the office nude. You have to be clothed to go into the office.
hmm
And I never understood why. Like, I never asked why that.
Why
was
are we
a
talking
thing.
about the schedule with your titties out?
Basically, or it's like they'd come in and sit down. I'm like, girl, you're sitting on this chair with your bare ass pussy. I like put some clothes on. Like, what the fuck?
Now I gotta clean it.
Yeah,
I
like
ain't gonna leave that snail trail there. Somebody's gotta clean it up.
Snail trail.
oh my god. But I mean, yeah, you're right.
Snail
But it's just like you come in here and you're complaining you're not making money, and like I'm not gonna be rude. These are my coworkers. I'll talk to them for a little bit, but after a while, I'm just like, well, there ain't no money in here. You ain't go back out there and work. The fuck?
All I got is your hourly check here.
Yeah, you're gonna
ain't
get.
no money in here. It's nothing
you
but
come
fish
in here.
tacos. Get out of here.
Oh,
I mean, I thought about this, like referring to the club, because all these places have a nickname. Yeah. I was just like, well, what do I call this place? I don't want to use the actual name because that place is actually one of our clients as a law firm that I work for. They're one of our biggest clients.
I definitely.
I don't want to use the real name. I was
We'll
like,
just
what do I
call it
this?
Abco.
I was gonna say
'Cause
Pike
that
Place, but
exists
yeah.
in another city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Call it Abco.
Abco- okay, my
Yeah.
my idea was Pike Place, but
Pipe
Pike
place.
Place?
yeah,
I like Pike Place actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with Pike Place.
he understands. He's from
Yes.
Seattle,
Mhm.
or he's lived there.
Because
Don't think about that for too long.
No, you call in the place Pipe Place. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
it was a fish market.
Oh.
yeah, you got it. You got it.
That's a good one.
I was trying to keep it low key, but
That's
well,
fair.
you know.
That's
Anyway,
fair. That's peace.
He kept asking questions. I
Yeah.
couldn't hold it back. I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
I'm intrigued.
I
Yeah.
see what you did there.
I'm intrigued.
Oh,
intrigued.
man.
Tell me more.
Oh, my God.
I
That was
just-
good.
For me, the funny part is just your demeanor when they came into the office, and you're like, "Bitch, go make that money."
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, in a professional way. Like, if you're coming to me complaining you're not making money, you're gonna get at most like $65 from me at the end. That's your hourly. Like, you want money? Go the fuck out there and talk
Yeah,
to
the
dudes.
money ain't
Sounds
in
like
here.
a pimp conversation
He was
right there.
he was a corporate.
Oh, corporate pimp.
right there.
He was
I
a
mean-
corporate pimp.
Bitch,
Kinda,
get out there
yeah.
and make yourself some money. Make some of yourself.
No way. Yeah, I suppose I never thought
Performer,
of it that
go
way.
out there and dance.
Yeah.
Basically,
The
or
money
like,
out there walking around, and you ain't
Either
here talking
that-
to me.
either that or like go home. Like the fuck. What? Like I'm not gonna. I can't solve your problem. I cannot. Your problem is
Kate had never been about that shit.
is beyond me. It's above my pay grade. I cannot fix your problem.
Oh,
It's
man.
a pimp name slip.
And I don't want to
that
hear
can
about
say
it because
the
I've
whole
heard about
thing.
it 10 times already. So like, get the fuck out. But
Get that thing off my chair and get it out there to work.
Get out there. You see?
You say the whole thing. That includes
my
the
God.
pimp name part.
Oh, man.
that's a wild place to work because like, especially if you, as a man, if you're living working there. I don't know why I said that. I felt like I lived there because I was there all the fucking time, but because they're watching you, they're making sure like you're not a fucking creeper.
Well, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like
of course.
I'm there to work. I'm not there to stare at your tits. Like
Right.
you're my coworkers, and like that's fucking weird.
I just pictured a strip club like fucking the Carter in New Jack City.
Oh, shit.
And Chris is boogie dancing around.
Oh my god.
Get your teeth.
No.
No, and then like, sorry. Then my brain goes to
Oh,
like
fuck.
them coming to you, be like, "Yo, I can't make money," and then you're like, "Well, come back after work, and I could train you on how to be a better stripper." And you're like giving them like pointers and shit. Like, no, this is the new choreography you need to learn. And
Some of those girls had actual talent. Like they'd go up on the stage and be dancing and shit. I was like,
I have not seen talent in an LA strip club, but that is for another
this was
episode
not
podcast.
in LA proper, LA County, but not here.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That
that's
makes
fair.
sense.
But yeah, now the
Um,
South is where the talent is. in
And
terms
you know
of
what?
strippers.
You're probably right. Like if I were to go to a strip club in the South, it'd be crazy.
They
compared
are
to what I saw.
athletic and just
Well,
very creative.
that's why all the
You'd come
rappers
back
go
with
there.
2 baby mamas.
Yes.
That
kids
is
would
why
not
all
be
the rappers
yours.
go to the strip clubs is in the South.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Mhm.
real fucking shit.
I've never been to a strip club, so
So
You've never been
before
in a strip club, so you have the same idea as him in the sense that like,
Yeah, I
strip
worked
club,
there,
there's just
but
nothing for you.
Since
in a
I
strip
quit
club.
that job, I haven't been back.
it
Like
doesn't do anything
I
for me.
don't care. I don't want to go to a strip club.
I haven't seen a titty since. No, I'm kidding. So before you leave, anything you would like to leave the show with? Any kind of questions you would like answered? Any kind of
I had
things
notes.
that you want to kind of drop out?
Oh,
Ooh,
I had,
yeah,
I had a
notes.
bunch of questions, but
Oh, let's
Oh,
rapid fire.
Let's see. Yeah, let's rapid fire. Let's see if we can
Uh,
get through as many as possible.
how predictable
Yeah, we got a
are
little bit.
guests generally? Like when they walk in, can you usually tell like, oh, this guy's gonna order an old fashioned, whatever the fuck.
Depends.
Like,
depends
are there
on,
patterns again?
There are patterns. Depends on the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
depends on
I
time
can't
of
say
day.
I'm not good at predicting people's drink orders necessarily, but I can get it in a realm because it's just like depends on the trends of the city. So like right now, vodka's not that big, gin isn't that big. I want to say whiskey or tequila. If you narrow it down from there, I can kind of like figure out what they may
Okay.
be down for.
Right.
my place, we have different people coming in, so it's a little bit harder. It's more so like that first sentence that comes out of their mouth and how they say it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if they're with
Right.
people, if they're by themselves, and that's where I kind of see like, oh, this is gonna be annoying, or oh, let me just get a like, all right, cool.
I am
There you go.
pretty good at predicting the Casamigos Resposado Espresso Martini
Respirado?
or the Casamigos Resposado Lemon Drop.
Those are the people that are outside. Yeah.
Pause real quick. Your next question after this. Are people fucking illiterate? Because every time it might almost so many, at least 4 times out of the night, people say our margarita. They'll say, "Can I get the guava martini?" Are people? It's illuminated. The menu's illuminated. There's a little book
Yeah.
light that hangs out and illuminates it. So are they dyslexic? I don't understand.
I had someone try
It
to.
happens way too much. Where I'm like, all right, something's going on. Some of y'all forgot how to fucking.
Can they get the what?
Huh?
They're trying to get a what?
They want a
Guava
margarita, but they
They're
say
You're
a
saying
martini.
a guava
So on
martini.
our menu we have a
Yeah.
guava margarita. So say, yeah, can I get the guava martini?
Is the word martini next to margarita in any way?
No,
That's what
Okay.
was throwing me
no.
off.
Yeah,
It
That's why I
just says
paused.
guava margarita.
Okay. All right.
I had someone
maybe
try
they're
to
just fucking
order.
dumb.
I got nothing.
I got someone that she tried to order a dirty margarita for me the other day, and I was like, I think
Aren't all margaritas dirty?
You want me to
Mad.
spit in it for you?
Oh.
yeah, but yes. So that mix up is common.
Next question.
Yes.
Do you guys? Because I have a thing at Fight Club where
Yeah.
one of your bartenders will make whatever the hell she wants to make.
Yes.
She asks, "What do I want?" And I just do this. I was like, she makes whatever the hell she wants.
That means 2 different things.
All right.
What do you want?
Fair.
You,
Um,
I want you.
Yeah, I mean,
But like,
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
guys enjoy doing that? Like making your own shit, or would you rather just follow the menu and not have to think about it? Like,
Just tell me what you want, because if you say, oh, maybe whatever, I'm coming back with a shot of something that you might not like. And if
Okay.
you don't like it, then it's like, well, you said whatever, this is whatever. So be an adult and fucking pick something.
If it's
Unless you
fair.
really, true, wholeheartedly mean whatever the fuck I want to pick.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
For me, I would say if I've built rapport with you.
Yeah.
If it's a
Yeah,
person
yeah,
that
that part-
just
that is
sits
key.
down
That part too.
and they just sit down and they're just kind of like flirting with me or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like whatever you like to make or what do you like to make? Because I've run into so many times where I've been burned because I like a mezcal old fashioned.
Right.
I
okay.
go make it and it's like, ugh, this is just not my flavor profile.
Right,
and
right,
it's
right.
like,
Well, you said whatever the fuck I
Yeah.
wanted,
you
goddamn it.
tell me what you like or give me a range of the liquor, at least the liquor. Give me the liquor. Tell me
Okay.
do you like like more citrus or sweet or something.
Okay.
Or you say make whatever. Yeah, but if I built rapport with the person and I know them, they're kind of a regular or like they're my friend, then yeah, then like I love going crazy. I love trying
Okay.
new drinks. I
Okay.
do,
Yeah.
but like build
Yeah,
some
because
rapport
like
with.
I should clarify, I would not do that at a bar that I'm not familiar with.
No.
Where I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with the
Yeah.
staff. They don't know me. I'm not
Right.
gonna fucking do that. That's dumb. Like, what are you
Right.
doing? But
I-
like this person, I build a rapport with.
Yes.
She knows me pretty well,
yeah.
and she seems to enjoy doing that. So yeah, it's like whenever she's there, I'm just, what do you want?
People that do enjoy
Do whatever they
bartending
want.
do like to get
Okay.
creative.
That was basically the
But-
core of my
Yeah.
question.
Yes, they do. We do like to get creative. It's just like actually built rapport with us.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
If I could have regulars at my bar, for sure, yeah. Same thing.
I haven't
Same
been.
shit.
I haven't been to your bar yet, but
Different parties
like
every
I need
weekend.
to go.
So you'll see what I'm talking about.
do you guys have professional or maybe not professional, but low key ways of being petty to customers that are like
Yeah.
that are being dicks? Like you can't just be like, well, fuck you. How do you get back at them when they're being dicks?
It depends because
Yes.
depending on what they've done and when they've done it, I can be like, "Fuck you." So,
Tell us more.
there are levels to this shit, of course.
Of course, right? Yeah.
Have you had a micro transgression? Then no, I can't
Right.
treat you like that. If you haven't been tipping me all night, or if you've been very rude to the people next to you, or me, or my coworkers, you've been a creep. You're loud. You're sitting on your phone, even though you're sitting alone and everyone else is trying to have a conversation. Depends on what it is you've done. Yeah, I'll make you wait longer for your drink.
Okay.
I'll act like I haven't heard what you said, so I make you repeat yourself.
Oh,
I will wait until you're getting ready to order from me, and then I'll turn and leave the bar to go do something
oh
else.
shit.
Cause hey, sorry, I forgot. I got to go clean up that one thing.
Right.
Oh,
there are
shit.
so
Okay.
many different ways.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you came here asking for a service to be provided. If you are not presenting yourself in the same way as every other guest within this establishment, then I will treat you as such. If you are treating me and everyone around you with the same respect, that is how I'll treat you. I will never treat anyone with disrespect without them doing it to me or someone else first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think yes, definitely making someone wait a little bit longer sometimes. And there's also the thing like if I'm moving around the bar, it's really easy for me to not make eye contact with a single fucking person that is waiting at the bar for me. Right. So if I need to go all the way over to go to, let's say, like the wine fridge to get wine, and I can look down the entire time and never make eye contact. And that's not me being petty. It's just like I got other shit to do and someone else will get to you. It's just not going to be me. Another thing that I think I do is when people ask me dumb questions or questions that I think they can answer themselves, I just repeat the question to them. So it's just kind of like
say it back to them slowly. So
I'm trying to think. It was like a specific thing that happened recently. I can't remember the exact thing, but let's say something like, does your bar have Irish whiskey? Does my bar have Irish whiskey? Yes, we do. It's just like you just repeat the question back to them so that they have to think about what they just fucking asked me.
I can hear you doing that too perfectly, like at the bar.
Yeah.
To a customer, I can hear your voice perfectly.
Yes, because it's always when it's fucking busy and someone just walks up to me.
You guys got tequila here?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
No,
Never
we
heard
live
of
in
it.
Ontario, Canada. We don't do tequila.
We don't do tequila. Yeah. And so that's,
stupid.
I think that's usually my thing is like, I want to make someone feel how dumb that they sound.
Yes. Yes.
On their own.
I love that.
Yeah.
Shit. Those
they covered
those
it.
as well. And then if you have been ordering the most annoying drink to make, and I say annoying as far as like steps and just the process it takes when it's busy, I will give you the amount of liquor that is in that spec, but I'm going to botch it a little bit. I'm going to fuck it up. If you're asking me for a whiskey sour that I have to shake vigorously, I'm going to make it a little bit more sour than it needs to be. You're still getting 2 ounces of whiskey, but I'm going to make it a little more sour.
And that's why you're King Petty. Because
this is why I asked.
You're getting what you asked for, but I'm going to make it so you don't ask me for this again. And just be a human and ask me for something that's on the menu that's super quick, a shot, or vodka cran, instead of me having to do this, and then I gotta shake it, and then I gotta fucking put the ice in there, and then I gotta shake it again. And come on, man, there's 150 people here. There's 10 behind you. You're asking me to do this? Really? Do you really want a whiskey sour right fucking now? That's gonna take me longer to make, and when I could just pour boom, boom, boom in your face, out of my face, and drink it? Huh?
You don't do designs, do you?
I like to.
But like, ask me at the proper time too.
It has to be if I have the time to go. Like, I will make the best whiskey sour I can if it's not fucking busy, and then I will do the thing, and I will do a little design if I can. I'll do all that shit.
Yeah.
But at fucking 11:30, when I got 10 people behind you, don't ask me for some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me some dumbass question like, "Oh, can you make that?" It's like,
make it strong.
Make it strong.
So all of that, and then my thing. I will botch your drink. You're getting the amount of liquor you paid for, though. I guarantee that's gonna happen every fucking time. But
you're gonna get
may
some shit you don't
not taste the way it tasted 2 hours ago. Because
that's probably what I would do. That's probably what I would do if we're in your position.
Because I've had people yelling at me for my attention, this and that, and you come in with this dumbass shit, and you want me to make 3 of them? Oh, motherfucker.
Rapid fire. This is not rapid fire, but rapid fire.
Not as rapid as I thought. Do you guys feel like I kind of know the answer. Do you guys enjoy going to bars when you're not at a bar? Like, do you still enjoy the environment and going out, or does it feel like
1000%.
work?
No.
Still,
No.
Okay.
No, I like going on the nights I'm off because I don't have to deal with the crowd that comes to my job. So we either run into other bartenders or people that work in this industry somewhat, or there are other creators or artists or people that don't work the 9 to 5. So yeah, absolutely, we meet the people that we want to meet most of the time. So
Yes. I love going to bars. I love the environment of bars, just like you do.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder.
yeah, no, I don't
No.
like. I don't like the.
Fuck that.
But
I'm not
that's
23
also the
anymore.
problem that I personally have is I like bar environments, but I don't like people that come to bars because that's what I deal with, and I'm not trying to be around that when I'm not at work.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I do love bar environments, and I like to be in it. So it's always like a give and a take, specifically at Fight Club, because I always end up in there on Friday and Saturday nights. And if I wish I could get off at like 7 p.m., which is my prime time to be in there and do
Same.
what I actually want to do
Same.
at a bar. But I always get off at like 9 or 10, and then I have to deal with the
9 or 10 crowd.
the 9 or 10, the outside crew that I just service across the street. But
hey,
I was
are a bartender, right? Nope.
nope.
No, not right now.
Yeah, and I could tell a story about running into those people a little bit later, but to make this rapid fire. But I also love going to a bar because I went to a brunch on Sunday, and the garnishes that they were making this orange peel garnish that I've been trying to master for a while. So I got nerdy and was literally like it and I could just kind of was getting into like, oh shit, that's how it's supposed to be. And then they also did like a sour design with like the Angostura bitters, that because I always end up doing like the heart, but like it always ends up like going to like a guy, and it's just like that's not what I'm trying to do necessarily, but I don't know what else to do.
I do
but
waves.
Huh?
I do waves.
So yeah, I've been working on the waves, but somebody else did like a tree branch thing that looked really cool on my sour, and like I was like, ooh shit, great. And then so I think yesterday I was able to kind of like work on it and do it, but I got the idea because I was at like it was a brunch, but a bar, and like kind of I like learning from other bartenders, which is like really
That's
dope.
cool. That tells me you value your craft. It's
fuck
not just
yeah.
a job that you just, I'm just doing it to get a paycheck. And not that I ever doubted that from any of you, but
Yeah.
yeah, like that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. I hate people, but I love my job. I love the craftsmanship of my job. Yeah.
That part.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Last one. How much authority do you guys have to 86 somebody? Like, can you do that yourselves? Like, yo, get the fuck out of my bar. Or do you have to like go through a manager? Like, how does that work?
Everyone has to go through someone else,
Okay.
no matter where you work.
Really?
If you're not security, you have to go through someone else.
Okay.
Like
Got it.
even a manager, if there's security there, they have to partner with security. And if there's no security there, then you know they have their own steps that they have to go through.
Okay.
Especially because you have to make sure no one initiates contact or anything like that. There's a whole thing when it comes to 86 and people that we all have to adhere to, no matter what establishment.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
you're
nobody's
like,
judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
You, if it starts with you, you got at least got to tell your manager, like, hey man, this guy did this, and they'll be like, all right, fuck it, 86 them.
Yeah.
They're done.
Unless you're just working at the most hole in the wall bar where you're the bartender, barback, server, cook, manager.
If you're doing
GM,
everything, then you probably have the
then
authority.
yeah,
Probably
you're
have
gonna
some
have
last
to get
word.
them out one way or another. But
okay.
you know, any place
Like,
that
hey,
has
Jonathan, you know you're not allowed back in here. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
Yeah, that's some flyover state,
Yeah,
hole
that's
in
what I
the
was-
wall
that's some
ass
Midwest
bar
shit,
in
yeah.
fucking Arkansas or some
definitely
shit.
Midwestern.
Shout out to the
Or
Midwest. We love
yeah.
it.
Shout out
We?
to the Midwest.
I've been to the Midwest. I didn't enjoy it, but
Oh,
And on that note,
I'm gonna.
what else you want to leave us with on your way out?
I mean,
Like,
like,
what
Have
do
you
you-
come up with your
what do you want to
tagline?
leave them with?
My tagline.
Hey,
Fuck.
tell
yeah.
everybody
What do you
out there.
live?
What do you want to
them
leave them
with?
Come on,
do you have
man.
a tag? Do you have some?
You're putting me on the spot now.
No, you put yourself on the spot by
You
coming
have
on
been.
the show.
You did. That is the spot that you put. You chose that seat.
Yeah,
I
Did
did
he
not. You always assigned this seat.
Oh,
I assigned
oh,
the
you
seats.
assigned the
Yeah.
seat. All right. Well,
but you chose to be here.
you walked through the door.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you knew what this was.
I knew what this was. I signed up for it.
Is that your tagline?
No, I don't. Man, I don't,
That's the beginning
I'm
of a
not good at
pause.
this. I don't know. I've said so much shit already. I don't know. I'm sure you
Okay.
can find
That
something.
could be your tagline too.
I
Or
just
we'll
be
workshop
saying
it.
shit
There you go.
Boom.
There it is.
There you go.
because I do.
He just be saying shit.
I just
That's
say
his
shit.
tagline.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Scrappy Chris, everybody. Give him a round of applause. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Too kind. Too kind.
Yeah.
This is fun. We need to do this more often. This is
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
know.
fun. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
You swap seats.
Yeah, you guys swap
Yeah, we
seats.
need to do this more often. And another guest.
Oh, that wasn't the end of the episode, guys. We were just transitioning.
Yeah, we're
Next
transitioning.
customer. Next customer.
Next.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Ding,
Next.
ding him in. Ding him
Yo,
in.
what can I get you?
Yeah, I know. I'll definitely do the intro.
I gotta
here
use the
as well.
bathroom so good.
Oh, okay, fine then. It's all about you. Yeah. Well, yeah, I did have to go, but I'm a trooper.
Yeah.
I
Shut
did
the
have to
fuck
go,
up.
but I rehydrated
Yeah.
backwards.
So yeah, we're trying something different, as you can see. But we are being visited by one of my like really good friends, especially from my time in Seattle. It's one of the few people that I still keep in touch with. Not in a bad way, but just one of the few people that actually continues to keep that like level of dialogue and conversation and checking in on you open. And I'll say how we met after I finished the intro, but it just was perfect that it worked out the way that it did, that you were going to be in LA this particular week on the same time that we were having, Chris on as a guest. But this is one of my good friends, Anar. So yeah, welcome to the show, Anar.
Yeah,
man.
good to be
We
here.
don't have
I
a
wish we had the
soundboard.
soundboard to
Yeah.
do the whole clappy,
Soundboard
but
is-
somebody decided to go to the bathroom because it's all about them.
Yeah. There we go.
There it
you
is.
go. Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, multitask,
Thin walls.
motherfucker.
Thin walls.
But yes, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah,
and
it was fun. It's
yeah,
been fun
welcome
listening
on.
for a little while. I don't even know
Yeah.
how long we've been here, but hour and a half. Yeah,
Yeah. So you actually just got back from Vegas,
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
okay? Are you still intact?
Oh, I'm good now. Sunday was rough,
Oh,
but today I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
but yeah, it's an intermediate between two places. So, had a bachelor party in Vegas, and I'm going to a bachelor party in San Diego tomorrow.
Not the same one, right?
No,
Okay,
No.
cool.
You're
and
just
say,
a
someone
popular
does-
ass dude.
I was about to say someone doesn't want to get married if they're having two bachelor parties.
Right.
There
he's trying it out.
Yeah,
That
basically,
part
yeah. You guys take me out in Vegas and see what works, and let's try out San Diego.
Yeah.
And see
a
what,
bachelor
cities, yeah.
bachelor party tour.
Yeah,
He's
that's right.
gotta travel the world before he gets
Party
married.
bus goes to Vegas first, then
Oh,
San Diego.
man.
No.
Yeah, I can only imagine on that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but yeah. So you went to Vegas. You're getting ready to go to SD for a couple days for another bachelor party. But I know that you actually, tend to go to Vegas like about once a year,
yeah,
something
once
like
a
that.
year, I find an
you know.
excuse. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what are some of the reasons for you to go there?
To Vegas.
Yeah.
So, the first 3 times I ever went was a bachelor party each time,
Mm.
and then after that,
all your people are getting married. This is like
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
yeah,
this
I'd
is
have-
a while back. He's been going for.
I've been
man.
going since
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
Oh, bet.
2014.
At least once a year.
Once a year, except for the 2020 year because of the pandemic.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
When
right.
everything shut down. But yeah, so bachelor parties are the biggest reasons. I took my younger brother on his 21 run when he turned 23
Yeah.
because
That was
of
the last
the
time.
pandemic, and that's
That
when,
was the last time
Bet.
I went.
yeah,
yeah,
he
okay.
and
That's it.
Nando both came,
Yeah.
so that was cool.
That was
Not together. I mean, we arrived together, but like,
Yeah.
calm down, guys.
We each had a homie.
Jesus.
So I had a good friend, my younger brother had a good friend, my older brother had a good friend, and you two. So it was a perfect way to, if you don't want to do something the other 6 were doing, you could, do something else or
nice.
what else? I mean, just to go there too. I like the heat. So I love going
Right.
there in the mid-July when it's like 110.
Yeah.
Gross.
That's what you like.
I like that, yeah.
Oh shit.
I mean, he lives in Seattle.
Yeah.
I live in
Fair.
Seattle,
Yeah.
so
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a whole
Let me
different
see sun
monster.
at least once a year.
sun,
Yeah.
heat, be
Yeah.
in the pool without freezing. So it's fun. They have to cool their pools down when we have to heat the shit out of them.
That's crazy.
So,
Yeah.
It's
All right.
nice to
Yeah.
not be chilly
Yeah,
fair.
while you're in the pool. Yeah.
absolutely.
So yeah, some main reasons to go to Vegas.
And how did you
Yeah.
guys come into contact in Seattle?
So when I first moved to Seattle, this was 2018,
Okay.
actually. So summer 2018. And my first couple months there, of course, you're experienced the Seattle freeze that they call it and everything like that. I lived in downtown proper Seattle. So,
Okay.
I was in the middle of everything. And after living in Phoenix and coming to San Diego and LA and everything a lot and going to Vegas as much as I used to, I figured living in the downtown area, I would run into a lot of people, make a lot of
You
friends.
flourish.
First year there, didn't happen. Then I moved to an adjacent city called Bellevue, which is
Okay.
more of a
Like a
like
suburb.
a
Suburb
suburb,
of Seattle.
upper scale kind of deal.
Yeah.
Which is where I worked as well. And at this point, I'm like, dude, I've been here for a year, and it's kind of hard to make friends out here because it's just hard. It's hard to break through that shell.
Right.
And during that time, I remember this guy would always come in. He had like 3, 4, maybe 5 people with him, sometimes more, sometimes less. But he was always cool. He never asked for a hookup. That was my main thing. But he asked for my name. The first time he got served by me, he asked for my name. And, the other times he would remember my name. He'd ask how I was doing, everything like that. But he never asked for a hookup. And this is over months and months. And I was like, these are the type of people I thought I was
I
gonna
gotta
meet
hook him up now.
moving out here. Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, damn, when the fuck is
Yeah.
he gonna hook me up? It's been 3 months now.
I'm putting in the work.
Yeah, I did all the work, man. I read the script. It wasn't working. But yeah, man, it's just, eventually I was like, this guy seems pretty cool. And I wasn't running into anybody else that, seemed to be as cool as far as on that wavelength or anything like that.
Right.
And I did one of those fucking stalker moves of I remembered his name. And I was like seeing all these different people whose names I would remember and it pop up on your, hey, people you should follow shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, why doesn't this motherfucker's name ever show up? But all these other regulars that I do not want to talk to, do not want any interactions with, they always pop up.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to look this motherfucker's name up because his name is so unique.
Yeah.
And then when I hit him up, week goes by, like I wasn't checking, but I'm like, it was like a week later. I was like, I figured by the next Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
I'd hear something. Weekend,
Yeah.
check my social media, nothing. Second week, I think, goes by. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks. This motherfucker still ain't checked my message, but I've seen him in the bar.
Like, nah, I know
So
you've
one
seen
time
it.
I
I know
fucking
you've seen the
said-
message.
I was like, bro, why you leave me on not read?
Left you on delivered.
Like, what the fuck?
Damn.
And he was like, oh, hey, man, I'm sorry. I haven't checked my messages and anything like that. And since then, we've been cool. But I told him, I was
It's literally you.
like, huh?
It's literally you.
Yeah,
What do you
don't
mean?
check messages.
Oh, yeah,
Oh shit.
no.
Hey man, I haven't
Yeah,
checked.
no,
My
no.
You
bad.
learned it
I-
from me.
Yeah, I became him. Because I don't. But, he told me, he's like, I don't check social media like that and everything. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't hitting you up like that. Like, I had blue hair at the time. I was like, it's not like that.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
trying to make a fucking friend out here. I'm trying to make
yeah.
them homies, man.
Right.
And he was like, oh, yeah, cool. And then he invited me to like the 4th of July, like
July
a week or
party.
2 later. And
Yep.
I was like, this is my guy. And
Yep.
we've been friends since then. I've met one of his daughters. I still need to meet his
Yep,
newest
the other
daughter,
one.
Macy. I've met, his other daughter, Maya. I've met his sisters, his brothers. I've met a lot of his family. And it's just one of those things that always stood out to me was how in this industry you could have people who could just be a regular, or sometimes they come into your life and it's very irregular, but in a very good way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, like with Chris, Chris has just recently become more of a friend of all of us and, the pod as well. But then I felt like it was perfect to have, Anar here to kind of show that other side of you can move to another city, not know anyone there. But if you're work in an industry like ours and you meet good people, you have an opportunity to make a lifelong friend. You just never know. You just never know.
Yeah, and it was fun. He worked there for a while before the pandemic, and
Yeah.
it was fun to go in there when you knew all the security guards, all the bartenders, like the DJs. I mean, every single one of them. And so it got to the point where we'd be going, and there's this long ass line, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, I don't wait. I don't want to wait in that line." I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, we don't got to wait in line.
Oh no, you don't have to.
I
wait.
got it.
Just
I
okay,
got
what's
it.
up, Eric?" Go in there and just
Yeah.
in right away, and they even like don't pat you down sometimes if you have because I used to come with a bunch of girls, my wife, her sister, her best friends and all that.
Right.
So it was easy. Like, what are they gonna hide under their dress, right?
Yeah.
Right.
None of them brought a purse because I just had every ID in my pocket,
Oh shit.
and so we just walked in. And,
That is
you know.
prepared for the night.
Yeah.
Kudos
Yeah.
to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
That is
Yeah.
like extra prepared. You
Yeah.
guys leave your bags. I'm gonna hold all the IDs. And it's at the door. It's like that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
And
dope.
and it also shows the level of trust that is given because they know if you have all of their IDs, you're not going anywhere without
Yeah.
every single
Right.
person you came in with.
Yep.
Right.
You're not going to go in there and get fucked up. You're not going to go in there and do anything ridiculous or get
Mhm.
involved in anything because you understand everyone else's night is riding on you because they
Their
gave you their
safety.
lives.
yeah. Their
You
safety is
know?
riding on the Uber backs.
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
Uber.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. So yeah, no, that was a good place to go until the pandemic just ruined everything, of course.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, that was a good memory. I mean, that was a good year and a half that we
Yeah.
had. It was just
Shit.
and-
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
first year and a half that I had in Seattle was pre-pandemic,
mhm,
and the back year and a half was pandemic.
mhm.
And even during the pandemic, like I haven't really said this. I know I've kind of said this to you, but I'll say this on there because, of course, it just reinforces my whole point of wanting to talk about this. There was one night where, you got the pandemic going on, and the way my situation worked out is once the pandemic kicked in, my roommate moved out, so it was just me by myself sitting in the house every
Every
day.
day.
Can't go anywhere, can't work. Because of the job I was working, I can't pick up any other skill because every other skill is shut down during that time.
And it's Seattle, so
yeah.
everything's closed.
Yeah,
Like,
everything's cold, everything's closed,
It's
everything's
getting
cold,
Yeah.
everything's overcast. And you're
Goddamn.
just sitting there every day. And I just remember there was one night, it might have even been a weeknight. I can't remember. But I just remember he checked in on me. And it was a one time where I didn't say like, "Oh man, I'm good." I was just like, "Ah man, I'm like, I'm doing all right, but it's been rough." And it was just because it was a rough time overall. 20 minutes later, knock on the door. This motherfucker popped up at the house.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
I'm just checking in on you, making sure you're good. During the pandemic, had his mask on. He's like, "You're not sick or anything, right?" I was like, "No, I'm not sick. I'm good." But that was one of those moments where you just kind of look up and you're just like, yo, here's someone who a year and a half ago, almost 2 years at this point, was just a customer.
Right.
Yet here is the only person in the city, because I didn't know too many people at that point, who said, "You don't sound okay. I'm going to show up at your door right now." And again, not just trying to heap praise or I'm just saying it really goes to show you never know where your next friend will come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It can be a transaction, it can be an interaction. You just never know. So it really highlights how important it is to just be a good person at all times as much as possible.
Hell yeah.
You know?
I mean, it sounds like, judging from the way that you prepare to go out and like keeping everybody's ID on you, you're experienced in going out in the nightlife a little bit.
A little bit. I
A little
mean,
bit.
when I was younger, I was broke, so I couldn't do anything.
Too
But
much,
Once
yeah.
I got to a certain point where I had a job and this and that, I just started going out more often.
For sure.
And it's funny because a lot of people a little older than me would make fun of me because they're like, aren't you getting kind of older and this and that? I'm like, you have to understand, you guys were like 20 when you started this. I was like 27.
Bet.
All the people that are done going to Vegas and they're just like, why do you still go there and this and that? Like, once again, because I didn't want to put my Vegas trips on credit cards I couldn't pay.
You didn't burn
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I
You
wanted to
didn't
put
bring
my
yourself
Vegas
out,
trips
yeah.
on a credit card that I instantly could pay.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. So and plus, just growing up, I've always been kind of smart about money and safety and things like that. My
Cool.
upbringing, just where I'm
Priorities were
from.
straight, and you didn't burn out. And,
Yeah.
and
And I know how
early on.
Going to college and all that, and then playing football. Like I also know how women are seen in some places, especially clubs and this and that. So
Sure.
I'm always like, and I'm married, right, and have sisters, and everybody's got a mom. So, so I'm just like, I got to take care of them.
Right.
Yeah, no
Let's
matter
be
what.
respectful,
So
yeah.
always do the head count, right? Everyone's good and not too messed up, and stay together. At least 2 people go to the bathroom or all that. Yeah, and
This
is
man's a
Bellevue.
chaperone at the club.
Yeah, man.
Chaperone, yeah, and that's Bellevue, which isn't that bad. It could be much worse.
Yeah.
But still, you never know. I have a great story about having an interesting encounter with somebody once because of helping a friend
Yeah,
not be
remember that.
taken into a bad situation. And I have a nice little scar on my face for it too. So
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
That was
shit.
what, 2 weeks before the pandemic? No, a month.
that was
before the
about a month
pandemic.
before because that was my
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
remember
was a
that.
day before my birthday. Yeah,
Mhm.
one of these.
You were at my bar celebrating your birthday.
Yes, I was. I was at
Yeah,
your
I
bar
remember
celebrating my
that.
birthday, and I just, this one girl got a little too intoxicated, and we were heading out. And of course, there's like 3 places you can get an Uber from. So some of my other friends were at this other bar, and they wanted us to meet there. And I was starving. We're about to go to IHOP, and I couldn't wait, right? And anyway, we're all there waiting for the Uber, but then that lady friend that was a little too intoxicated, she was walking out with some random person, but she was married at the time, and I knew she wouldn't be doing that.
If
And
she
so
wasn't intoxicated.
yeah, but I think here's what happened though. Here's the story: is I come up to her and I say, "What's going on?" And she goes, "I thought he was with you, because he told her that he was part of the group."
Oh.
And so it was one of those like, "Hey man, sorry bro, but she's taken." Turn around, pop, right in the face. What he didn't realize is there's like 20 people in my group, and mostly guys by this point.
Yeah.
So it was yeah. it
Please
was
tell
not
me they beat his ass.
well, I stopped them because I didn't want
Oh.
anybody to get arrested that night.
For sure.
But
That's smart.
I knew
That's a
that-
smart
I
thing to
knew
do.
that wasn't the last time I was going to see that person. So I was like, let's wait and see. That's all I can say. But
Fucking
it's like,
2 weeks later,
yeah, right, exactly.
these are their stories.
These are the cases.
But I mean,
He fucking
Imagine-
walked out of there just.
yeah, right. Imagine if I wasn't there
shit.
though, right? Like, what could have happened? So
Yeah.
that's what I always
Oh,
think about,
shit.
like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is good and bad because that's how. Yeah, but
Damn.
it's still fun though.
Well, as a patron at like bars or restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
like we asked Chris a little bit earlier, do you have like, I guess, red flags for like servers or bartenders?
Red flags? I wouldn't say red flags, but like, I don't like when they don't make eye contact with you when they're like asking you what do you want.
Okay.
So I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you're talking to me. Like, I have
Oh,
no
so like if
idea.
they
Like,
pull
I
up
don't know.
their fucking
The iPad.
their guest
No,
seat
no.
or whatever, and they're just like, yeah. So what can I get
They're,
you?
no, they're like cleaning, and like doing this. And
Oh,
"What
and they're
can I
just
get
like,
you?"
yeah,
I'm
what can
just
I get?
like, you know the line. I don't know the line. Like, there's like 60 people around me. I don't know
Right.
if you're talking to me or the person to my left and right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, so I kind of sit there and wait. And then finally they look up like, do you know what you want? It's
I was
like,
like,
damn.
the
Okay.
fuck, I didn't know you were talking to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
do, but
I'm not, I
that
have no
makes
idea.
fucking sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a little bit of a annoyance, but again, they're all busy. They're just trying to work, and
There's the thing.
Nah, you should.
There's
make
no
eye
such thing
contact.
as multitasking,
I-
as well
yeah,
as
eye
there's just
contact is-
being a dick.
It
Yeah.
takes a
Don't
split
don't get
second to
me
be like,
wrong, yeah,
what can I get you?
yeah, like that exactly.
Fraction.
I'll
fraction
do
of a
that
second.
all the time.
Or
If
like,
I'm in the middle of something
smile at me or
and I'm
something, just
trying to
like you.
do it while also trying to take your order, hey, what can I get for you? Like,
Yeah.
you got to keep
Yeah, it's
looking
social
up.
cues, man.
Let them know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then at that point you're just being a dick. You're being an
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah,
That's
that's what.
I treat orders like eye contact,
Yeah,
or I treat orders like head. Plenty of eye contact.
head with eye contact, right?
Damn, I
Is it
ruined
close?
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
minute
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I tried my best.
But it's funny because the reason, like me and him started getting along, not started getting along,
Because
but
the eye contact.
yes, exactly. That's exactly right. No, but it was like I came up to him and he would always smile, like, "Hey man, like what's up?" I'm like, "What do you want?" And I tell him,
Full eye contact.
right?
What can I get you,
Full
man?
I never cut.
What do
away,
you want?
know? As he was making the drink and everything,
How can I help you?
very multitasking. Ambidextrous too. Amazing.
The eye contact was very necessary, and you got it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, somehow that made it better, I guess.
Yeah, when you meet nice people, though, it's not, I like to meet nice people. And as soon as I do, I want to be friends with them.
Yeah.
So, I met him. He was nice every time. Asked him for his name the first time and then thought about it. I was like, so he's black. He has a Mexican name. And then finally I'm like, so where do you get that name? Fernando?
I have a couple questions.
And then he said that, and it was cool. And we talked for like 3 minutes because it was kind of slow that night. It was Friday. And good convo. And then that's when I think you tried to
He
send
says
me a
he's
message.
black. He says his name is
Yeah.
Fernando, and he has blue hair. I don't know what the fuck this
Just don't
motherfucker
know where
is.
to go from here.
Is he an immigrant Smurf or what?
Yeah. Like, what is going on here?
Holy shit.
But yeah, this is a good way to meet.
No, the way he said that, like, well, his name's Fernando, but he's black.
It's like, was there a love affair?
I coincidentally am not the only black Fernando I've ever met.
No.
No, I've met.
And
no way.
yeah,
I've met.
but were they like black or mixed black?
Yeah, like look like David Ortiz or
I can make that joke.
I said a name. I didn't say a tone.
You didn't say a skin tone?
It's not like that Family Guy thing. The
This is where I'll make my bathroom exit.
oh man.
That's gotta be racist. There's no
Holy
I will say I'm not. I am not white, so I get a little bit of leeway.
We're darker than you. Yeah.
What? Darker than me? What?
When you said were they my same
Oh.
complexion or whatever?
Were they dark? He said, or were
When
they
you
light?
asked,
What?
when I said
The way that you are both trying to
when
piece
I-
this together is not
when
working.
I said I've met Fernandos before that were
were
black,
darker
and
than
you
me.
were like, "Oh, what complexion were they?" I was
Yeah.
answering that. I was like, "Yeah, they were darker than you."
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was.
all right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, can we get off this?
I don't know if we can
This
get past
topic?
this.
What
I
do we
think
do?
we can.
Talk, like, what race do we talk about now?
I beg your pardon.
On the blackness scale of Fernando, where are you? Like Jesus. All right.
Oh,
All right.
fucking
Okay.
hell, man.
Can't say I'm not used to this.
Oh, shit. I didn't do this. I just want
That's
that
the
to be known I
one
didn't do
race
this.
I haven't been mistaken for is black. Every
I
other
thought
one.
you were gonna say
100%.
Fernando.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely not a Mexican black guy, but
The one race you haven't been mistaken.
no, which is funny because I actually have, I don't have any Hispanic. I don't have any like Italian or Russian or anything like that. And I do have some Egyptian, but yeah, there's no mistake on that part. Never. But then again, no one ever thinks I'm Middle Eastern either. They think I'm Argentinian or
I can see Argentinian.
Brazilian. Yeah.
I can see Argentinian.
Especially when I get dark. They're like, oh, you're from the South America. I'm like, no, I'm not. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment. It's always a dude
Oh,
that says
fuck.
that. The women always say, where are you from? That's a really interesting name. And the guys are always like, you're from this place, right? Like, no.
Argentinian.
Chris,
Thanks
can
for
you
the-
pass in the rum for us? Just pass it. In the frame. Yeah, because someone didn't take theirs.
Mm.
Well,
Mine's
that'll be
in the
his.
stove.
That's his.
Is that from the stove? Oh, yep. That's
Because that was his earlier.
Oh,
Pour yourself
shit.
one, and then we can start pouring our closing shots here. Feel like we're pretty close to the end.
No,
I know I
keep
am.
going. I don't. I
it's fun.
I mean, do you have anything that besides the not eye contact thing, anything that annoys you, upsets you when going to a bar, mainly not so much a restaurant, but a bar that's just like, "Ah, this is fucking stupid, or I don't want to come back here.
Like with a person or with the place?
With the
or-
bartender, or maybe even, I don't know, just overall, like to kind of piggyback on the red flag
Mhm.
thing too, where they're just things where you're like, I don't want to fucking be here. I don't want to come back to this place, or
You know,
Or
No.
questions or things you have curious about where you're like, why are they doing that? I put my order in first. Why this? Like,
Oh
it's just
no, I
anything-
mean I'm so chill. You can ask him. I'd be at the end of the bar, just sitting there waiting, not saying a word.
I think we need to
Just
get
raising my hand.
fucking Karen of a customer up
None
here
of that.
to
'Cause
just
I
I
grill
don't think
them.
they would survive.
No,
No,
they
they
wouldn't be
won't.
customers for very long
Yeah.
because, or like a lot of places would say, yeah, this person is getting served last every time, because, I mean, you're at someone else's job, right? Like you're getting served, sure, but you don't expect them to.
You're a
not
guest.
you're not the only person there.
You're a guest.
Right, there's
You're a
like-
guest in their house.
You'd be surprised.
A lot of people. Oh, I know. Like I see them. I mean, there's this one guy that you trained to be at the last place that he worked, and he trained the person that trained you at Fight Club, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got into Fight Club. Is
Yeah.
um
He knew.
the guy who got me there.
Yeah.
The guy who got me there. That was not the best way to say that. I didn't have to do that to get the job.
Dennis Rodman.
Sorry.
Worm, right? Dennis Rodman.
Did you have eye contact at least?
I had to.
No Diddy. No Diddy. No Diddy.
Oh God! Don't even start. Yikes!
But no, he actually used to be a bar back for another bartender back in Seattle, who was the last bartender that I worked with.
Oh shit!
And like I didn't train him because obviously he had
He's a
experience, but
Yeah.
as far as training him as far as that bar,
That bar.
I
Yeah.
trained him there.
Yeah.
And we were having a conversation because of some really fucked up thing that happened in Seattle in the bar scene. And in the middle of that person here in LA telling me that, I was like, oh, I was actually talking to my friend. This is their name. And they were telling me they trained that person. Or I didn't even say their name. I said, I was talking to my friend who I worked with back in Seattle, and they trained that person back in the day. And the person we both know immediately said, oh, such and such. Like they knew their name immediately.
That's crazy.
First, and I say such and such as in they knew first and last name, not first name. Oh, that one bartender. They were blah blah blah. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Blah blah blah.
yeah, blah 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 blah.
pretty weird, right?
Exactly.
That's really weird.
It was so
I mean,
weird because
Yeah.
at this point it had been almost a year since I had moved from Seattle.
Yeah.
And the reason I got the job there at the most beautiful place that ever closed was because someone else helped me get there. so
Circling back from that story, I've seen that dude lay into somebody at the bar because they were just like, excuse me, you know, and like snapping, excuse me. And what I know what bartenders do is, I'm just going to not serve you until you
Yeah.
stop doing that.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is I was right next to them, and he finally came up and he goes, so you know the people that do that, to me, the translation is I'm not thirsty. So I don't want alcohol. And I was right next to him and I just started like laughing. I was trying to hold it in, but it was so hard.
Picture him
And you know,
saying that.
yeah, and oh yeah,
Word
that dude,
for
no
fucking
shit. He does
word.
not play around. Like if you're annoying, he'll be an a-hole
man.
back to you. You know, like he just doesn't
Yeah.
mess around, which is good
He's
because
a
like
fucking huge ass dude.
yeah,
So
oh yeah,
you got
he's a
this
big dude.
huge ass motherfucker coming up and telling you,
Like his face.
well, the
is-
way that looks to me is I don't want alcohol. I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
So, and then just walks off.
yeah, just walk like I'll let
Just
you
walks
think
off,
about
and then
it for
you're just
another
stuck
2
there.
minutes. Yeah, before I do this.
How do you talk shit to him?
Now you
Yeah.
got to process that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite things about bartending, for me at least, is being able to
Learning.
reflect that same energy that they're giving you. If they're being annoying, I'm gonna be annoying too. Let's
Yeah.
let's do this
I
because
wish I could do that.
you need something from me. That's why you're here. I don't need anything from you.
Yeah.
You are coming to me. I didn't come to you like, hey, can I get you a drink? No, you came to me and asked me for a drink. So
Mhm.
if you want to do this, we can go. I got 4 more hours on this shift. What's up? I can do this
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
fucking night.
And as long as we color within the lines, we're not getting in trouble.
Yeah.
So as long as I follow my standard,
If I'm not
operating
calling you
procedures
any
or whatever,
names or threatening
Yeah.
you, I'm good.
Yep.
yeah,
I
And I
could
mean-
I could sass back. What's up?
And I've never
Let's
been
do
a
it.
bartender, but I worked in the restaurant for a long time as a busboy and then a waiter. So I know what it's like to have good customers, annoying customers, people that snap or like, psst, you know, it's like,
yeah. One
the
of
hell
your
am I?
family members owns a restaurant.
yeah, exactly. So it's
so-
like, I've been around that for a long time.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like, and I know, and people that have never worked in the service industry, they're the only ones that are like that. Like if you have worked,
Well, they're not the only ones. They're just the worst ones.
the worst
Because there are a lot of people who work within this industry who don't tip, who don't take care of people,
Who don't get
They're
it.
just assholes.
They don't get it.
And
They
to
not like-
them,
That's
they
an
treat
that's
this
an
job
exception.
as
I
just a
feel
job.
like though,
They not
right?
like
Yeah.
us.
They're not the rule. They are the exception.
Yeah, they're the
absolutely.
exception. But like the people that have never worked in like I worked at McDonald's too, and then I worked at Papa John's, and like all these things that McDonald's was the worst, especially. But
Shit, I bet. Why is the ice cream machine always broken?
Exactly.
Why is it always broken?
Yeah, and why is it my fault?
Why is
I
it
just
always at
punched
3?
in.
Why
I
is
don't
it
know.
always between 3 and 4 a.m.? Why is it always?
That's
You
when
know-
it's on break.
You know, being in
Fair.
working at McDonald's is probably closest to being like a bartender that I've ever done, because you punch something in and then someone else has to do it though, right? But then they're mad at you,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and then there's a bar that you give.
But
them
this
through.
is actually a service industry podcast.
Yeah.
So someone working at McDonald's
Yeah.
is just as equal to
service
us.
industry, yeah.
They are
Absolutely.
service industry. This
Yeah.
is
And
not a
talk about
bartender
frontline.
podcast.
What-
It's just that we are bartenders.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you are a server or a fast food worker
Fast food
or
worker?
something else within the service industry, and you have some things that you need to say and you don't have any other place to say it on, this is where you come.
Yeah, let's make
so
that
speak
clear.
to us.
Let's
Hit
make
us
that
up.
clear that
Let
fast
it be
food
known that
workers,
you got something to
McDonald's, Jack
say.
in the Box, all y'all, you guys are
Everything.
welcome.
Popeyes.
If you serve
Popeyes.
food or drink,
Waffle
no matter what
House.
it is, if you're a vendor working on the side of the street, like the motherfuckers in where, like, is it San Bernardino or where is it that the cops are going after these vendors and taking all of their shit recently,
yeah,
taking everything that they're spending
They don't have,
spending
like, the
all
right
of their
permit
money
or something
to
like
take
that,
care of their
yeah.
fucking families, and they're doing it in an area where no one else is serving those kind of things, and you're just taking all of their shit because someone else told you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you want to come up and talk about that, you want to air these motherfuckers out, this is the place for it.
Yeah.
Let us know. Don't let us know in the comments. Hit us up on the messages. We will give you that platform to talk, because the whole reason we started this particular show is because we are tired of seeing every one of us within this industry or adjacent to it not having the opportunity to say what they're going through, not having an opportunity to vent and say, this is what's happening to me. This manager is treating me unfairly, or trying to get training in this position. I can never get it, or whatever it is, this is the place. So please just let us know and we will make it work for real.
Yeah. 100%.
It's not a bartender podcast.
It's not.
It's not it would have been the bartender perspective.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And I also, like, it gets overlooked, but I really feel like fast food workers are on the front lines because
Front, front.
They're
it's like the
infantry.
clientele
They are
there.
infantry, period.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the clientele they deal with
Yeah.
is
Are
yeah.
people that just left on their way to them.
and they're not
So-
allowed
yeah.
to get tips.
and they
No.
don't
They're
get
not
tips.
allowed to
Yeah.
get tips.
Yeah.
You can't even tip them if you wanted to.
But the expectation of exemplary service is still
Oh yeah,
there.
like they have a timer on the drive-throughs, and if it
Yeah.
takes you too long, like you get dinged for that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, it's wild, and I mean the lines are out the door sometimes at 2:30
Unless you're
in
in
the
and out,
morning.
where they do get paid a fair wage.
In and out, yeah,
Oh,
They do
in
get
and
paid a
out.
fair wage.
Dick's Burgers up in Seattle.
I'm sorry.
Who?
What?
Dick's Burgers. You haven't heard of Dick's? Like
I mean,
I've heard
we have
of
them.
dicks in general in life, but like dicks, I didn't know dicks were
not the
also
ones that you have to
supplying
make eye contact
burgers.
with. The other ones.
Please.
Gotta-
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. I'll give
But
it
no,
that.
yeah, those places they treat their employees well. They pay for the college if they're there for a certain amount of time. Yeah, I wouldn't consider that fast food though. I consider that like a
Quick service is
yeah,
what they call
something
it.
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, you know, like there's a difference between Chipotle and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like that. Yeah.
Mm.
But they still can't get tips.
Well, it does sound like maybe there needs to be another category.
I think it's
So
I
let
think-
us know what that should be. That should be in the comments.
Yeah.
What should we call that kind of food when
I
it's
thought
no
it was
longer
called quick
fast food?
service.
Quick service? I've never even heard that before you said it.
I've never heard it.
Yeah.
So if that's what it is, then
sounds
say that in
familiar,
the
but I don't
comments.
know.
Let's get that
Yeah.
working, because we should not all be held to that Not that we shouldn't be held to the same standard. I'm just saying we shouldn't be held to that same time constraint.
Oh yeah.
Depending on where you are, know the room that you're in, or know the venue you're in, or the service that you're asking for, and know that it may take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You know, but we need to establish that.
Kind of like those sandwich places.
Yeah, he already poured everything.
So like
That motherfucker gave us service, and
Not in a ramen
I couldn't
can, huh?
complain.
but like thinking like Subway or what's the other
Yeah.
sandwich place? Huh?
Like
Quiznos.
Mike and I.
Quiznos.
Quiznos.
Mike and I. Like
Jimmy
those are
John's.
considered like quick service because it's not quite fast food, but you're going through a line and you're getting your sandwich and you're kind of, ordering exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So it can't be like fast food necessarily in the way of like a McDonald's or a Jack in the Box, but
Where it's just like
yeah, so
exactly the same thing every single time, unless you say I don't want this or I don't want that.
right.
Yeah.
So
But they
like
call those
fast food is quickie food. You just got to get it like
it's
Yeah,
like
as quick as
real
possible.
quick,
It's gotta
real
be quick.
fucking quick. Yeah,
And we ain't got time for you to cook it all the way through. Just
just get it done.
let me get what I need to
but
get.
it's like, or it's got to be cooked.
Give him a
already.
ding.
Just let me have it,
Give him a
man.
ding.
Come on, man.
I was
I was trying to tie it up so we can take these shots and
I
let
was-
everybody
Fair.
go.
That's fair.
Come on.
Yeah.
If
I
I
was
got to
gonna ask
dad
about
joke our way out of it, I'll dad joke our way out of it.
I was gonna ask about the whiteboard, but I guess we
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I've been staring
Yeah,
at it. and
All right, I'll do this and then we'll wrap it up. So it was this past weekend or so.
What does it
I don't
say?
know. It says,
I don't
"Can
know.
I get a mezcal, agave, lime, shake it up and put it on the rocks?"
Get a what?
Mescal,
Mezcal.
agave.
You said
lime.
mezcal.
You
I
did.
didn't.
You
No,
did.
I
that
didn't.
time.
I heard
No,
that.
You did.
No, I
I
did
heard
say
it.
mezcal.
No,
I
you
didn't.
No, I
did.
didn't.
I
Nope,
heard you
nope,
say it.
nope,
Yo, did
nope,
he not?
nope,
Did he not
nope,
say mezcal?
Run it back.
No,
Run the
no,
tape
no.
back.
Said mezcal.
You did.
Nope.
What did you think?
You said mezcal.
What did you think you said?
They thought I said mezcal.
No. What did you?
You
think
said
you said?
mezcal.
I said mezcal.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
You
did.
absolutely did
No.
not.
Yes, I did.
You
No, he did
absolutely
say
did
that.
not.
That's not the
didn't say
point.
mezcal.
It just sounded
That's
like
not
mezcal,
the
but
point.
No,
That's
it's not
not the
mezcal.
point. That's not the point. I'm addressing the whiteboard.
Come
I'm
for
trying to
him
address
in the
I'm
comments.
trying to
Please.
address the
He
whiteboard.
spent
Do
the
not let him
last
get away
3
with
years
it.
on my
I did
ass
not.
about this shit.
I
Do
did
not
not.
let him get away
I did
with
not.
this.
You said Moscato?
Can I? No.
Sorry.
Can I
Okay.
finish?
I don't even know what this is
Sure,
called.
tell your
So
story.
they said this and that.
You American?
That's got to be racist. There's no way.
I said I would do it, and I did.
I didn't know it was clipped up. I think it's fucking amazing.
So he asked for that, and I looked at him and I said, "You want a margarita?" He's like, no. He's like, "I want the mezcal, I want the agave and the lime. Shake it up, and put it on ice." I'm like, "That's a margarita." He's like, "Yeah, I don't know. That's just what the DJ asked for." I'm like, "So she wants a margarita?" He's like, "Yeah, I guess so." Did it. Came back again after I told him what it was. He ordered it the same way.
Oh, dear
He's like,
Lord.
"Hey, do you remember that thing you made?" I was like, "No, I've had like 50 other people." I was like, "No, what is it?" He's like, "Oh yeah, let me get the mezcal agave lime, shake it up." I was like, "So you want a mezcal margarita?" He's like, No, the other thing." I was like, "Sir, dumbass." But he was really, really nice and he was cool. He wasn't being a dick about it at all.
Yeah.
I was trying to tell him very passively, like, this is what it's called. That goes back to the fucking clip we saw the other week of when people call things by other names, like, "Oh yeah, let me get a Greyhound." It's like, okay, you don't need to call it that. But if it's a fucking margarita, don't tell me the ingredients. Just say
Right.
margarita. I know what that is.
There's a way that you can do this fast.
There's a difference between like trying to be cool and say, "Let me get a Greyhound."
So he wanted you to remember his drink, but he didn't remember his drink.
He didn't remember the
But he
name.
didn't remember his friend's drink.
His friend.
And
Yeah.
also what we said.
But I told
on-
him the
what
name
we
of it.
said on 100 was,
Yeah.
hey, if it's a 2-touch cocktail, it doesn't have a name anymore. It's 2 touches. If it's a rum and coke, it's rum and coke. If it's a vodka grapefruit, it's a vodka grapefruit. But a margarita that has steps, that has more ingredients, even though it's not by much. I know some people may be like, well, you want us to say this, but you don't want us to say that. Nah, just use common sense.
Use common.
And if
fucking
you don't
sense.
have it, ask for your friend to order for you. If you are not confident in ordering, phone a friend. Ask
Although
a
now
friend.
that makes me think
Anything.
the DJ told him his friend
Twice.
told him the order,
Twice.
so she didn't know it.
Nope.
Twice.
That's why she's a DJ,
That's
a-
why I felt more for him during that story.
God damn!
not a bartender.
Wow, a straight shot out of nowhere. Jesus Christ! The DJ was a very nice lady. Hit that fucking bell thingy or whatever. But yeah, happened twice, and I was just like, please don't come back. And he didn't after that second time. I just hope he learned what a margarita is.
And even if he didn't, I just hope
Can we get
that
shots?
the DJ at least learns her fucking order. Because if you're not an actual bartender and someone tells you what an order is, I don't expect you. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Appreciate it,
so
bro.
much.
I don't expect you to remember what a cocktail name is.
I expect
But
you
the
to
person-
remember what a margarita is.
No.
fuck
I'm
that
saying
shit.
the person
Fuck
who
that.
ordered it. I'm talking about the person who ordered it. I'm going to absolve him because I know when I see the look on people's faces when they have to come up and relay a drink order
Yeah.
that is not their own,
Or 5.
there is a level of pressure that they feel. I don't know what that feels like.
Low key,
You can tell me a bunch of drink
I
orders.
thought he
if
was-
I fuck up, I fuck up.
I
but-
thought he was fucking with me like Bicho did with the fucking Long Island.
Yeah.
The first time I was like, this motherfucker fucking with me right now.
Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
Bicho, man. Shout
Yeah,
out to
but you
Bicho.
guys got to remember 6 drinks at the same time. So like, why can't one? And you have to do that 100 times a night. So why can't one person just remember 6 drinks at one time?
Because they're drinking more than us. And at the end of the
Sometimes.
day,
I'm kidding.
some
That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
depends on the bar. But I just, want to try to bridge the gap a little bit more. Sometimes we do lean into talking shit. But I don't, because we are getting, new followers. We're getting new fans. We're getting people who know the industry and people who don't. This is all fun and games. We're just having fun. But at the end of the day, we do want to educate you on, the do's and don'ts for the people who don't know. That's why I say for the person who came up trying to relay someone else's order, I understand. That's a lot of pressure
guess.
for you that you didn't ask for. But that's also why you should be asking for help from one of your friends.
I guess.
Do not be the person who comes up to order drinks if you don't have the confidence in the drinks that you're ordering. Bring someone with you or tell them to come get it themselves.
Bring
in
an
between
adult.
their sets, whatever.
Especially if
Bring
you
a
have
friend.
Bring an
soft
adult.
ass
Yeah.
Bring
voice,
someone.
I'll tell you
don't be
straight up,
doing that.
if
Don't be
you're
that
relaying
person.
a drink order to me and it has more than 2 or 3 things to it, I'm asking you to come order it for your goddamn self. It's the DJ, so I guess they're not able to do that.
It
but-
was also the DJ's birthday, so
Hey,
Can I get
well,
the whiskey
then send
sour
more than
with
one
the
friend.
egg white on it?
Send more than one friend.
God.
But how
The
many
little
times
syrup.
have we all had someone come up by themselves and
Yeah.
order 6 fucking drinks?
Yeah.
And then
Oh
4
wait, hold
fucking
on, hold on.
shots.
What was the other thing that you? What? Would,
Oh,
no. Oh,
my
okay.
God, man, come
Wait,
on.
hold on.
Now, no.
Next.
Hey, you as a customer should never ask me for a tray. If you come up to me and you order enough drinks that you need a tray,
You got to bring
you
a
should have
friend.
brought
You should have
someone
brought
else.
2 other
friend.
people.
Or you see those servers over there that want to take
Yeah,
your order,
from them. Yeah.
and they want to help you
They
out.
have trays.
Go to them.
They have
They got
trays.
all the trays.
Yeah.
We don't keep trays behind the bar. How
No.
would we get them?
Yeah.
We're not gonna go out there and get them ourselves. I just don't
They
understand.
think that you're
going
gonna
to
carry it with them.
Yeah.
Oh, can you carry
Can you
this
come
with
with
me?
Can you
No.
help me?
And
Can you come
there-
from behind the bar?
I'll buy you a
The
drink.
amount of times I've been in the very what we call corner of the bar where you have to walk all the way around or act like a fucking action hero and jump over, and someone says, "Can you follow me and take these with me?" No.
No.
That's why we have servers. I serve at the bar.
right. This
Sorry.
is this is where our transaction ends. Now that I put it on the
There you
bar
go.
top, this is it.
You don't know
Good
how many
luck.
people I've killed in tray incidents. Why do you want me to follow you with your drinks?
Yeah.
You don't know what
Yeah.
happened to that family of 5 last week. They don't trust me with trays.
God.
I definitely have ordered a lot of drinks, but I always have people with me. It's just
Yeah.
that they trust me to order the drinks, and then
And you know your
take the
limit
shot.
on like I can carry 3 drinks.
Exactly.
So once I
Like,
get to 5,
4 little shots maybe, or like
Yeah.
3 drinks, the triangle. Yeah.
yeah.
But other than that,
Look at what happened to us at lunch. Server,
Oh,
mind her
yeah.
own goddamn business, picking up the stuff at the fucking table. Everything completely fine, routine. Everything's good. One thing slipped, whole thing
Everything.
fucking slipped.
yeah.
Whole thing fucking fell on the chair.
Yeah.
Thankfully for her, it literally went across all of the people and didn't hit anyone, to where she didn't stain anyone's clothes. She
For sure.
didn't get anything on anyone.
Yeah.
So therefore it didn't affect her tip.
Didn't break
Right.
anything either.
It didn't
which is
break
good.
anything
Yeah.
either, but she felt so self-conscious
Yeah.
trying to do that. And
That's
she
always
does that for a
annoying.
living. Don't ask me to do that.
Yeah.
I ain't built like her. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
She had a tray.
That all of that would have fell over. I would have been laying down in a puddle next to it, crying. Just like,
Yeah.
I told you not to give me
At
a
least
tray.
it was the food that was and drinks that were done though.
Yeah.
Not coming out.
Oh,
You know,
Man,
that's way
I'm-
worse.
I'm not built for that.
I've seen that before.
I'm
the
sorry.
one beer goes and there goes like 6 others.
Ugh.
You know, right after.
And, like your entire just evening just goes down the toilet.
They just drop the
Mm.
tray too. They're like, fuck it.
Just walk out.
You got to go back home.
Drop
take
the
a
tray,
shower,
drop your
go to
apron, just walk out the front.
Start the day over.
Just leave your keys.
That's
Move
it.
on.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that's it. No, I'm kidding. But yeah,
Oh, that would
thank
have
you.
been great.
Thank you to everyone for being
Hell
on.
yeah.
I like to leave it with thank yous from now on, man. That's the
Okay.
best way to do it. And thank you to all of you who are out there watching. Anyone else want to close us out as far as final words? I don't know, feels-
Yeah.
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
In all endeavors in life.
Eye contact. So didn't get to cover it on this episode, but next time on the industry perspective, they're gonna talk about. We should do some shit like that's fucking
I
stupid.
know. I definitely
Never
have a
mind.
story I want to talk about next time.
Yeah, so do I. But I think
How
on
much
the next,
does $1 really cost?
ooh, and
How much is
kind
a
you
when
dollar
your
really
when your
worth?
PTSD takes over during your work when you're working, or how about when establishments don't know their fucking lane and they try to switch up? That'll be on one of these next episodes.
Yeah, we'd
Stay
love to
tuned.
talk about all of these things, but we also
Stay
don't shoot
tuned for
war,
next
so-
time on the next episode of TIP. Right?
I like
Bye,
that. I
everybody.
like that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Working on my Dragon Ball voice. R.I.P. Toriyama, man. Woo.